Hey, hey Cool. Hey Biometric Data. I hope you guys are doing awesome. D&D went really great. It was a lot of fun. It was a whole lot of fun. Yeah, it was fantastic. I loved every bit of it. I feel like we ended it on a really good note. Thank you guys for coming by. I'm setting up a little bit. Give me just a moment. What happened? The players went up against a whole big siege battle to protect a town, which was awesome. And there was a lot of sex. There's a lot of sex. That's the big of it. Hey Dartuza, I hope you're doing good, dude. Good to have you. Thanks for coming by. We'll be beginning very shortly. I just got done sending out all my announcements and stuff, so we'll be beginning the daily shortly. Hope you guys are doing awesome. Hey King, hey Mooney, hope you guys are doing good too. Happy Ace Attorney Sunday, everyone. I'm bouncing with excitement. That makes me really happy, Mooney. I'm really excited for whatever this case entails. I'm super excited. Today we're going to try to get through the investigation of it. And yeah, Mooney has said that this is going to be a bit of a long one. Which, I mean, of course, we're getting towards the end game, essentially. So yeah, we'll see. But hopefully we can get through this pretty painlessly. Keep looking at the kissing video between that and Hogfix playing it. I really want to play Metaphor. Oh, yeah. that one is a really damn good one. Like, Jesus, dude. Hogfix was playing it? That's so based.
Are now watching MrNeutral.
Okay, sorry, I forgot to unmute. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hope you guys are doing great. I don't know if I forgot to unmute earlier, but I was reading your guys' messages. I don't know if you heard me talking. But kissing video metaphor hug pics is based, in case you didn't hear me say that previously. The final boss of D&D, there was no true final boss. It was a big siege battle. I didn't have any particular final boss, because because it was essentially they already beat the final boss, and this was sort of like the epilogue of that. Okay, we heard you talking. Okay, awesome. Yeah, the final session of the D&D campaign was more like an epilogue. They'd already defeated both the bosses that I had in store for them, so I wanted just to give them a big old siege battle, like hurrah. I'm hoping it was fun for my players, but yeah, campaign 1 is finished. I'm really happy about that. He's here and he is wide. Hell yeah, I am. By the way, you're welcome that I got the guy who broke your glasses. Hope you can get them fixed. Beat the shit out of him. Wait, give me a second. Let me respond to something. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for coming by. Yeah, we are beginning case 3 of Great Ace Attorney today, which I am super excited about, super stoked. So let's just get right into our dailies, huh? Let's warm up our brains for some investigative work. Let's do it. I think the Windows update, I haven't updated my Windows, but I think the pending update is messing with my browser. So if there is any point in time where I don't respond to you guys, there could be a chance that my chat has like stopped moving because of my browser fucking up. So please be patient with me. Windows is just being an absolutely incredible thing recently. Alright. DB, or rather Bull, hey Bull, how are you doing? I hope you're doing great. It's good to have you. Very cool Windows? Yeah, always. Flawless coding. I love when the world is run by a program that was coded by artificial intelligence. It's so epic. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me adjust this window. Okay, that should be good. All right, guys, let's turn on this music first. There we are. All right. And let's do our dailies. I hope you're doing awesome, Bull. I hope the leatherworking is going good. Alrighty. Let's. Oh yeah. Let me put on the other filter on this real quick. There we go. That's way better. Boop. Okay. Windows being a runt right now. Shame my C key is broken. That's good, Dartiza. That's a good one. It sucks. At least Skynet had a style to it. Yeah, at least Skynet made hot women that gave certain chat members formative sexual moments in their lifetime. Calliope, Superiority, Ringmaster, Atlas, Oedipus, Buzzard, Echo, Electra, Trace, Dialect, Inferiority, Dictionary, Thesaurus, Reminder, Encyclopedia, and Vestige. Oedipus Complex, Inferiority Complex, Superiority Complex, and... Ringmaster Complex? Atlas Complex? Damn it. Oh, Electra Complex! I'm dumb. Electra. Yeah, Electra. Yeah, Electra is the opposite of the Oedipus complex. Right. Okay. She didn't give me a breast expansion fetish, so I can't be too mad at them. That's right. There we go. It's really funny. Not that it gave you a fetish, but that the idea of forgiving Skynet for it is I just really think that's a really amusing thought. Oh, got a message. Okay, awesome. Alrighty. Yeah, inferiority complex is like you think you're below everybody. Superiority is the opposite, where you think you're better than everybody. And then an Oedipus complex is when you feel you need to compete against your father for your mother. And then that would mean that an Electra complex is when you're a girl and you think you need to compete with your mother for your father. Those are those different complexes. So now we have the Source Encyclopedia Dictionary and an atlas. These are books with information. Skynet may be evil, but TX is really hot, so... let's see. A trace, an echo, a reminder, and a vestige. Something left behind. Something that brings back memories. Yeah, exactly, biometric data. And dialect, calliope, ringmaster, and buzzard. Oh, dial, call, ring, and buzz. These are all on the phone. You're on fire today? Thank you. I got the blue wrong 2 times first, but if I was a little slower about it, I would have gotten it, I think. I would have gotten it perfect if I just took my time a little bit more. Oh, man. Alrighty. Okay. That was the connections. Let's do plate off on Food Guesser. Woohoo. Afang soup from Nigeria or quejedina from Brazil. That looks... A sweet bakery pastry, I feel, is going to always win. I love helping. Yeah, helping is good. It's good. It's a lot of fun when we could all be involved in it. I love fat old men. Hi, your model is so cool. Ignore my name. No. You are based. Don't get me wrong. That is based. It's just the first message. The first message being ignore my name is just really... Thank you so much. I love fat old men. I hope you're doing great. Thank you for coming by. I'm so happy that you like my model. That makes me really, really happy. What's up? How are you doing? We're doing some dailies before we get into Great Ace Attorney. I hope you're doing fantastic. No, I go by Casey. Okay, gotcha. I will call you Casey then. Sounds good. I'm okay. So sounds good. Good to have you. Heck yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. Always happy to have a new person here. Oh, thank you for following, Casey. That makes me really happy. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh man, fat old men do also deserve love. White pudding or Kotenbutter from Germany. Oh, a butter sandwich. Yeah. Gerber sandwich from the... What is that? French bread, loaf, spitting each side, garlic butter, slice on top, cover provolone and mozzarella. Okay. Okay, that sounds perfectly good. I just was wondering why it was that color. Oh, it was the meat. Okay, it's like ham or something. Okay, got you. Yeah, okay. That made me fall... That made me and my chair fall over. Oh, fuck. Wait, what's up, Dartusa? Was it the follow alert? How many cases in Ace Attorney? Every Ace Attorney game has 5 cases. We are in the 3rd one of Great Ace Attorney 2. And we're going to do the investigation phase of it. Gerber sandwich or pollo a la brasa? Roast chicken. This looks more appetizing. What is this game you're playing? Is not how I found you. Oh, what? Did you find me through my tags? Ace Attorney? I've heard of it before. Oh yeah. Great Ace Attorney is... Okay, so Ace Attorney is a series... It's like essentially a detective series. You solve a mystery and you have to prove the mystery in court. So you have to defend somebody in court for a murder. And then... so what we're playing is Great Ace Attorney, which is a prequel that takes place during Imperial Japan. So it takes place in Imperial Japan and Imperial Great Britain. So you're like a Japanese lawyer who's come to Britain to learn law, and so you are doing cases in like Sherlock Holmes era England with Sherlock Holmes. It's really cool. Oh, you found me with my tags? That's awesome. Thank you so much. That makes me really happy. Yeah, we're doing Great Ace Attorney today and Armored Core tomorrow. I'm at folks right now, so I forgot the chair I have. It doesn't go as far back. Oh, that's scary. That's scary, Narduza. Oh no. I hope you're okay. That's so scary. Shrimp mooncake. Damn it. Guruze. Fastnacht from Germany, that is a donut, I think. That looks good. Or Russian cheese from China. That looks really good too. Cow's milk, thin, ribbon-like appearance, stretched, folded, and grilled or that I would destroy for that. Center is hollow, prepared using. Okay, so it's just a hollow fried pastry. These both look good. I think people are gonna go for the donut though. That cheese looks amazing. Thankfully, I only seem to pull my arm and chest a bit, so I should be fine. I'll have a laugh about it later. Okay, I hope you're okay, Dark Tuesday. Sorry that you pulled some things. Aguadito de pollo, or chaha. Chaha from Uruguay. Uruguay cake, or the cake, come on. Moon cake from China, or mitarashi dango from Japan. I think Japan is always going to win. And I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of mooncake. Mooncake is so dense and is full of so much salt and sugar that every time I've eaten it, I've gotten chest pain like almost immediately afterwards because of the heartburn. Like, it's crazy. But my sis made apple pie, so that'll make me feel better. Okay, that's good. Dude, this grilled dango looks so good. Yeah. But it's from the moon! No, it's from China! Which, I mean, China is really good food, but still, that, you know. Paris Brest. Or Kure Ramen. That looks like cold ramen. Yeah, cold ramen. So this is the Japanese version of cold noodles from Korea. I think people are going to go for the sweet pastry over cold noodles. Even though cold noodles bang. Cold noodles absolutely bang. Yeah. Why is it called moon cake then, Newt? Well, because the chef pulls his pants down when he makes them. That's where it's called moon cake, because he's mooning you. Breast? Agreed. Bruschetta from Italy. Bruschetta rules. Or Singapore sling. Bruschetta. I love a bruschetta. A frog cake. Those are so cute. Or bagel de Montreal. That also sounds good. Bagels. Universal. I heard ramen. This thing looks real good. It does look good. Did I miss the porn game? Oh no. I can pull it up. I can pull it up. I will do that too. I will. I hope you're doing. I hope you're doing good, Otter. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, I will also do Rule 34 though. Thank you for reminding me. Yes. Yes. Oh, I actually did really good today on Played Off. Alright, anyways, Rule 34. Redemption. Okay. I'll go really slowly this time so I can see what you guys vote for. Okay. Okay, here's Rule 34 though. Okay, Poison. Poison from Final Fight easily is what I'm voting for this one. Poison easily. Poison, yeah, Poison. Yeah. Alright. Yuna or Patamon? Yuna. Yuna. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay. This isn't the first time. True. Princess Celestia made it. Oh, crap. Princess Celestia. 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 No. Celestia. You're right, you're right. This is not E621. This, yeah, it's going to be Miruko. Because it's, yeah. Honor! Why could you do this to me, Honor? Mintaro. Fuck the bear! I mean, fuck the bear is definitely what they're doing, like, apparently. Fuck! Always bet on the ponies? Yeah. Nargacuga. Water Boy or Iori from Jujutsu Kaisen? Who are you people? Is this the popular character? From Jujutsu? Is this the one that I always see people... Waterboy's hung, FYI? I believe it. I hope Waterboy wins. I'm voting for Waterboy just because I like him more. Damn it. I can't stand Jujutsu Kaisen fans. Anyways, Milotic. Skatach from Fate or kinda. Oh fuck. Skatach because it's an older character from an older property. Okay. I don't fucking fuck. Echidna from ReZero or Dr. Ratio? Is that his name? Is that his name? Echidna. Yeah, what a name. Nicole or Luna? Come on now. Come on. Jesus Christ. I'm going to cry. Otter, you will redeem yourself. I know you will, Otter. I know you will. That's my warm-up. It didn't count. Okay. You know, Otter. Let's give you 5. Let's give Otter 5 and see if she can do it perfect. Okay. Okay. Who's winning between Elastigirl and Gilgamesh? I genuinely think it's Elastigirl, Otter. I genuinely... I feel like it's not even a question. Did I bet my firstborn? Fuck. Okay, Elastigirl. Yeah, come on. I just feel like Gilgamesh is big. He is big, but not Elastigirl big. Fuck FGO. Zenobia Cordra from DxD or Gilgamesh. I've never heard of this High School DxD character. The right one? Wow. Okay, Otter. Okay, Otter. Okay, come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Yeah, of course. Of course, freaking Reimu. It's like not even a question. Oh, they're giving me they're just giving me Toho characters now. They're just giving me Toho characters. Yeah, I think Reimu's gonna get more than Kogasa. Kogasa has a lot though. That's very surprising. Oh, okay. Kogasa Mori Calliope. What say you, otter pups? Me is zooming in on my face. The VTuber. All right, last one, otter pups. Mori Calliope or Skuntank? Calliope. Okay, there you go. You've been redeemed, otter pups. You've been redeemed. Skuntank for the entire Diablo franchise. Diablo. Wow. 4 times. Okay. Okay. Let's go to Game Tool. Let's get out of that loop. Okay. This is the sad face. What is it? Wait, this is Monster Hunter. No, wait. Is this Monster Hunter? Hold on. Monster Hunter? No. Oh, it is. It is Monster Hunter. Or is Monster Hunter Generations? Is it Generations Ultimate? Yay! Woohoo! My power is indisputable. It is. It is Otter. It is Otter Pups. I believe you. Oh shit, is this... I feel like I should know this. Okay, I don't know this. I actually don't. I don't know this character. Oh, it's Megabunk. Okay, I don't know anything about Megabunk. Okay, fair enough. Those are definitely boots. This is... Is this a Trails character? This might be a Trails character, in which case I might be fucked. Is this Trails? No? No, it isn't. Okay, I have no clue then. I genuinely have no clue. I'm sorry. I don't know. Is it a Xenoblade character? Xeno, the Legend of Heroes. Joshua Bright. Okay. Okay, fair enough. I don't know. Bricks, cartoon humor, studs currency. This is a Lego game. Supervillains, team. This is Lego Batman. Quick franchise. Wrong saga. Oh. Oh, this is Lego City. Oh no. Costume Lego. Lego DC Super Villains. Okay. There you go. Cool. Okay. And finally, Game Guesser. Armored Core, Fires of Rubicon. Woohoo! Damn it. Okay, it's not third person. It is 2024-2025. That's a good game? Yeah. It's not a shooter. It's not third person. Kingdom Come Deliverance. It is a 2025 game. It is not first person. Shoot. Shoot, what's an isometric or side-scrolling 2025 game? Path of Exile 2? Hades 2? Oh, Hades 2 is a good guess. Okay, it is isometric. Okay, let's do Hades 2. Okay, well, we can tell it's a PC game. It is not an RPG. It is not hack and slash. It's not a shooter. It is a fantasy game. So it is an isometric fantasy game from 2025. And it has more than single player. So it has something else other than single player. So it has multiplayer elements in it. Wait a minute. Is it going to be High Guard? No. That's a shooter. Never mind. I'm a little bit clueless. Oh, High Guard did come out this year. That is true. I forgot about that. I can't think of like isometric 2025 games. I feel like it's gonna really upset me when I learn what it is. Let's try freaking. You know, let's guess Baldur's Gate and see if that gives us clues. Okay, it is only a fantasy game. Okay, that's the only theme that it has. And died. Yes, it did also die. What is our clue? Nice. From Tempo Games. What has Tempo Games made? Tempo Games. Okay, Tempo. What games have you made? The Bazaar, Hive Mind, Tempo Storm, and Game Changers. What? What? Wait, what? Is this Tempo Games? I don't even see any games here. Wait, what is this? I feel like, okay, like, I don't know if these are those even games? Okay, what about, I don't know, the Bazaar. I guess it's the Bazaar.
What's up, guys? It's been a while. Today we have a ton of new changes to show you.
What?
Since you last saw the game, we made a ton of progress, and I just want to jump right into it and get development as you go to the next day. So, you know, for this first event, I can go to Ayla. She sells weapons. I'll buy this
What?
dagger. And now I've moved forward. You will both fight each other, like real time, like PvP. But if,
Okay. Okay, sure. That's okay. Let's just get to Ace Attorney. Okay, I'm in my attorneying suit. Let's do this. All right, move everything over here. Turn off the music. All right, case number 3. I am very pumped. I am very pumped to continue. I'll be honest. It does look like a crypto game, Mooney. That's one of the reasons I was like really thrown off. I was like, oh god. Okay, game window, game capture. Alright, let me rename my filters too. So this one is going to be 1920 by 1080. 1920 by 1080. And then this one is going to be for DS screens. DS. There we go. That's much better. Okay, guys. Well, oh wait, my thing is way too far to the left. Hold on. There we go. I think that should be good. Yeah. Okay. Alright guys, we are cooking. So as usual, let me know if anything's desynced, let me know if everything looks and sounds good. Let's get into it. How is this looking? Whenever I do this. How's that? One more time. Looks fine, really? Okay. All right. If it looks fine, then we can let's do it. As long as it's fine. Just out of sync on my phone. Oh, okay. Got you. Okay. Sounds good. All right. Let's do it, guys. Great Ace Attorney. Oh, I'm so excited.
The grand end of the century Great Exhibition of London. Surely there is not a soul who has failed.
Finally at the Great Exhibition.
Wondrous new works of culture and industry from every corner of the globe had converged on Hyde Park, welcoming over 50 million visitors. The last great hurrah
I'm getting a hand wipe.
of the century. Astonished and delighted people of all nations, and ended on a note of resounding success. But as regards to the terrible catastrophe that occurred during the festivities, very few are aware my friend Mr. Herlock Sholmes had a hand in unraveling the matter.
Clean those
For
filthy
from the shadows,
hands.
It was he who earnestly unearthed the facts of the case. And like the centerpiece of the Great Exhibition, which rose high into the skies of Hyde Park, Sholmes's brilliant deductions, as clear and lofty as the Crystal Tower itself, brought the truth to light.
We're here at the showground of the Great Exhibition, which is absolutely packed with people.
Give me a sec. Alrighty.
The weather is unusually fine, and we're about to witness a most extraordinary scientific experiment.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 20th century will see steam engines and electrical power dominate the world.
Cool. He's kind of cute.
Horse-drawn carts will give way to the motor car.
Yeah.
Ships will sprout wings and take to the skies.
That's true.
And today, we showcase even more advanced technology. A glimpse into the future. A world first. A demonstration of my super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine!
Instantaneous kinesis? Is he trying to say that he made a teleporter?
A man will literally be disassembled by a pulse of high voltage electricity and beamed to another location.
Oh. Oh no.
Whereupon his body will be reassembled by a series of complex calculations exactly as it was before.
Oh no.
In but a few moments from now, this gentleman will, in the blink of an eye, complete an incredible journey through the air. To arrive an instant later on the Crystal Tower behind you!
Got a little few screws loose. I wouldn't do teleportation even if they perfected it. Oh no. Oh no. Sounds like a bunch of rubbish. I don't know about that, but the picture's going to be a pile of ash? Yeah, literally. You can't start with human testing. Guilty! 22nd of October, 9:36 a.m. Sholmes' Suite. Runo, are you listening? Oh, sorry, what was that, Iris? What's the matter with you? You've been miles away all morning. Miles Edgeworth away all morning. Didn't you like what I cooked for breakfast? No, that's not it at all. What were you talking about again? Today's paper. It's full of news about the Great Exhibition again. Yes. The Great Exhibition. I'd like to go sometime. You're really not your usual self today. You seem very down. Don't you agree, Hurley? Oh. Did you say something, Iris? Oh gosh, you're even more down. Gah! When did you arrive, Mr. Naruhodo? I've been here for about half an hour already. We had breakfast together. What? Why didn't you mention it before? I, thought you might have known I was here. You know, because... breakfast? I was Jesus. I was quite right. You're clearly lacking in vim. So much so that I didn't notice your presence. Thanks. Of course, I could deduce the reason perfectly well with some simple observations. What? Let's see. Yes, for example, your tousled hair this morning with all its unruly spikes. Those are just my spikes. Clearly, it can be deduced, therefore, that... let me stop you there, Mr. Sholmes, because I think I can see where this is going. My hair always looks like this. It always has. Ever since we first met, in fact. Oh, really? How interesting. It just doesn't look like a haircut as such, I suppose. Thanks again. Your Honor, it was an oopsie. That was the quickest murder case we had. Your Honor, the defendant was simply going goblin mode. Frozen sad boy face. He's actually hot when he's depressed. Right? I kind of get it. I kind of see it. I love his fight post. It's so funny. It's so good. It crossed my mind recently that it's been 6 months now. 6 months since I was forbidden from working in court. So I've been wondering how much longer I'm going to be banned. Oh, well, that would explain why you seem rather glum. Don't you agree, Hurley? Did you say something, Iris? Ah, back to moping. What's the matter with Mr. Sholmes today? He seems even more down in the dumps than me. I know, and the great exhibition is opened. You'd think he'd be excited. Oh, why don't we all go see it together? I want to. Of course I do. But I can't. Not for the time being. Why not? Why not? Why not? Because I'm a great detective after all. So you're embroiled in some tricky case that you can't be distracted from? Is that it? I don't remember hearing that you're working on a case, Hurley. I suppose I should try to find out what's going on. 6 months ago. I just want to break his violin in front of him and watch him fall to his knees sobbing. It'd be so fucking hot. Are you okay, Tartusa? Half a year ago, I took on the defense of a young girl in a trial heard at the Old Bailey. What at first seemed like a simple case of murder that took place at the London pawnbrokery turned out to be one part of a much more far-reaching plot that involved the British government. During the course of the trial, it was found that I made an unavoidable, yet at the same time, unforgivable mistake. Watson had to deal with this all the time, yeah.
Lord Fairley, this situation is utterly deplorable. Mr. Naruhodo,
Yes, my lord.
I will decide upon your fate following the conclusion of this trial.
Of course, my lord. In the end, I had my right to represent people in court revoked. I was told I had to spend my time in research and study, so that's what I've been doing. You have, haven't you, Bruno? Reading all those big, fat tomes about British law up in your room, and the notes about Sholmes' old cases. Brewing Iris's special blends of tea, fetching my daily bread for me. You've become something of a manservant around here. Start on the silverware next, Mr. Naruhodo. Manservant Naruhodo ... Well, I'm thinking of going to ask the powers that be to reconsider. Specifically Lord Strongheart at the British Supreme Court on Whitehall. Lord Strongheart? Ah, the delightful Lord Chief Justice. Not my favorite fellow. He's not mine either, but he's the man I have to talk to. He's the only one who can grant me permission for me to start working in the courts again. I came to Britain to become the best lawyer I could, and I can't do that just sitting around here. Great exhibition. BRB, sounds good biometric data. Manslave, true. Pathetic creatures seem particularly appealing right now. I get it. Perhaps that Valentine's figure of yours awakens something in me? I'm glad to hear it, Darktuza. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad that that I'm seen as a pathetic creature. I'm happy. I am happy that you liked it, though. The whole of London has been swept up in this great exhibition, hasn't it? Oh, whoops! I clicked off the screen. The most advanced science, the most modern technology, the finest works of arts and feats of engineering. For the next 6 months, our capital will be showcasing these things, and the world will be watching. Oh, do you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to look down on London from one of those lovely balloons. Oh, she does the pearl thing! Look down on? Do you mean those things fly? Yes, of course. They fly high in the sky and don't even need wings to do it. All you need is hot air. But how? How does hot air have anything to do with flying? It makes no sense. I can't understand it at all. That's true of a lot of new scientific discoveries. Most people can't understand them at first. But in 100 years' time, all these things will just be common knowledge. I suppose they might be. Mind you, some of the science being demonstrated seems very questionable. Something went wrong on the open experimentation stage yesterday, apparently. There was a huge explosion. Still, I wish I'd seen it, though. I'd love to see how bad some of these scam experiments really are. Jeez. This is the innocent 10-year-old girl. See here, every page of this paper carries some article or other about the Great Exhibition. But the brighter things shine, the darker but the brighter things shine, the darker the shadows that are cast behind them. Personally, I find myself drawn to the darkness, to the impenetrable. That is my proper atmosphere. Dork. Shulm's out here showing twink death isn't real for everyone. Shut up! Hi, Commander. I hope you're doing good. It's good to see you, Commander. I hope you're doing awesome. Ryunosuke got a rough deal. Wasn't his fault. It was revealed later McGill did faked a bunch of evidence. Yeah, exactly. Same thing with Edge. Exactly! Exactly. They were both duped into it. My inner Fujo would like to say that a lot of Baro Ryu fanfics take place during the 6 months break. One that I'm fond of involved Ryu standing under Barak. One even has Ryu being hired as a maid in Barak's manor. Fuck, that's good. That's really good. Damn it. That's really good. Damn it. Damn it. Hold on. But I do hope you're doing good, Commander. Thanks for being here. Great Exhibition newspaper. Shadows cast behind. Is that a metaphorical way of referring to the back page of the paper? Oh. Containing various articles about world-leading science and technology. Oh. The first test? Jesus. Every article on the front page is news about the Great Exhibition. Public experiments to demonstrate brand new scientific ideas, cultural exhibits from around the globe. It's also positive and hopeful about the coming century. We must all go see it properly before too long. So many glowing reports about the Great Exhibition and everything that's going on there. Other than this rather gloomy looking one, that is. Wait, what? What's the matter, Runo? The Reaper attacked. That's Lord Van Zeeks. That must be what Mr. Sholmes was talking about. Does he know any more, I wonder? Wait. Ruffians aim to intimidate a man of justice. King... What is that name? King Charleston? Wait, hold on. I need to zoom in again. Damn it! King Christian. Oh, it was just King Christian. King Christian the 8th, Altamont Gas Company. French court hears glass eye case. The Jeu de Paix of Noailles was presented today with a most curious case of a lady who refused to pay her dues for the purchase of one glass eye. The whole affair began when Madame Ployette, the defendant, ordered the eye as a replacement for the natural eye she had lost. Upon its arrival, she found that she could see no more with it than she could before and became incensed at the thought of paying for a deficient product. Lady, glass eyes are for cosmetics. You don't see through them. The Jeu de Paix attempted to reason with the madam. The endeavor proved to be in something. Fiery ball gown sets the dance hall ablaze. An evening of cordial dancing turned into a blazing ball last week when one of the lady attendees' dress accidentally caught on fire. In her panic at the sudden appearance of flame at her feet, the lady dashed madly about the whole of the... oh god. That's unfortunate. It appears that the winner will not even be a man at all, but rather a young American lady by the name of Maria Mitchell of Nantucket, Massachusetts. Though there were multiple competing claims of the newcomer's discovery from all nations, including one by British astronomer Mr. William Rudder Dawes, King Christian was swayed by the fervent petition of Harvard President Edward Everett, who urged the Char d'Affaires to the United States at Copenhagen. Interesting. There's a lot going on. Alright. Whole lot of stuff going on in this newspaper. Jesus. The Reaper attacked. Ooh, nice. Are the funny in there, Newt? No, they didn't have any comics, and I didn't see any, unfortunately. Are you investigating a particularly tricky case at the moment, Mr. Sholmes? You could say that, I suppose. Nothing more to add. That's not like you. What sort of case is it? Shh! Quiet, Mr. Naruhodo. We must not discuss it here. You never know who might be listening. You're acting very strangely, Hurley. What do you mean, Iris? Well, usually, the more mysterious and complicated cases, the better Hurley's mood. Ah. Is it really a case that's bothering you? Iris, please. You mustn't exercise your astute powers of observation and deduction on me without invitation. Remember what I always say. Put yourself in the shoes of the individual about whom you're making deductions. You say that, do you? You, Mr. Sholmes. Never mind. Once I've had a cup of tea, I must make my way at once to the crime scene. That was a deep sigh. Reaper attacked. It says in the papers that Lord Van Zieks was attacked. That's terrible. You know the legend of the Reaper, the Reaper of the Bailey, of course, don't you? Only too well, in fact. Yes, Prosecutor Barrick Van Zieks. They say that if the Reaper is the prosecutor in a case, there's no salvation for whoever's in the dock. Even if the defendant is found not guilty. Once the Reaper has someone in his sights, one way or another, that person's time left in this earth will be short. London's finest rogues always find ways around the law. They'll stop at nothing to secure an acquittal at trial. Falsifying evidence, paying sham witnesses, threatening jurors, bribing judges. But even such devious tactics as these cannot save them from the hand of the Reaper. As you've experienced yourself, haven't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I've seen the Reaper's retribution at work. Many of these criminal rogues are reckless and quite unafraid to die. If a leader among their fraternity is seen to have been taken by the Reaper, retaliation like this does occur. Really, the capital has a never-ending supply of such scoundrels. So, do you mean Lord Van Zieks has been attacked like this before? This isn't the first time. He's quite an accomplished combatant, you know. That's pretty attractive. He doesn't take these attacks lying down. Although, it seems that his assailants were armed with guns this time. Oh my goodness. Is he alright then? Is Lord Van Zieks hurt? My dear fellow, are you in love? Also, how on earth would I know? Well, in the article here it says, as to what of Lord Van Zieks and his condition, all will be revealed in tomorrow's morning's edition. Oh. Ah, I see. Well, he's dead. We will have to be patient then. No, I can't wait until tomorrow. In that case, you shall have to inquire with somebody in the know. But who? Lord Strongheart, perhaps? Ah. Oh, wow, he got dressed. Well, I must be leaving now. Yes, understood. See you later, Mr. Sholmes. Ha! You really are a shameless liar sometimes, my dear fellow. What? You seek to put me off my guard and follow me, don't you? Well, you'd be wasting your time. The thought hadn't crossed my mind, but now I'm wondering where you're going. Well then, see you later indeed. Listen to him. He's still laughing on his way out of the room. Of the door. Oh my goodness! Alright then, Bruno, let's get going. Is that a freaking hot air balloon, like, pilots? That's what she's wearing on the cover of this game. I always see the art of her and I'm like, wait, that looks so different from what this is what she's wearing. That looks so cute. She looks so cute. What the heck? That is adorable. Oh my god. Oh, heck yeah. Okay. Alright, Runo, let's get going. Oh, Iris, what are you wearing? I've got change to get to the Great Exhibition. You're going to take me. What? But I was just about to go to the Supreme Court. Oh, well that sounds fun too. You're going to take me there then. Alright. Fine, just lower that weapon, would you? Of course. And after the Supreme Court, then we'll go to see the Great Exhibition. I adore her. What shall I make for breakfast tomorrow? Why don't I surprise you, Runo? Oh my god, look at her little sprite. The sprite changed too! It's been 6 months now, hasn't it, since Susie went back to Japan? You know, I think a visit to this place could be a good idea. Alright. Let's talk to the big man. 22nd of October. British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. It's been about 6 months now since I was last here, but something's never changed. Like the sense of foreboding I always seem to feel in this place. Oh my god. It doesn't seem to be bothering Iris at all though. She's happily reading over there. Love her. Oh, I love this place. I always find so many interesting books here. Of course, I was forgetting that you've been here before. The time we came here 6 months ago. When Susato-san was given the news that she was to return to Japan. Ah, I understand you wish to speak to me. Oh, Lord Strongheart, I trust you've been keeping well? Let's see, since you arrived and requested an audience, it's been 4 hours, 32 minutes, and 26 seconds. I've kept you waiting a while, my apologies. Oh, no, not at all. I like nothing more than standing around staring into space. Good to know. Good to know that doesn't appear to bother him at all. Miles Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of London. He's the man who allowed me to start practicing as a defense lawyer when I arrived in Britain as a student. You need only savor the air for a moment in his grand office to understand his preeminent status. As you'll be aware, the Great Exhibition of London is now underway at last. We're extremely busy as a result, policing the grounds, guarding the new technologies, dealing with the petty crime. And furthermore, as of the next month, we shall open the International Forensic Science Symposium. Oh, I've not heard about that. Investigating authorities from 40 countries around the globe will be taking part, including from your own land. Forensic science is the future. The world must embrace it. Cool. As we're hosting the nation, I have much to do, and it is my highest priority. If others must wait for my attention as a result, so be it. Well, it's nice to know where I stand. So, you wish to consult with me? Of course, I can very well imagine what this is about. Thank you for agreeing to this meeting, my lord. I want to be allowed to start working as a defense lawyer again in court. That's what brought me into here today. Well, that's what brought me in here today. But actually, there's something else playing on my mind as it happens. Bruno, just take a deep breath and come out with it. Alright. Let's get our lawyering back on. I actually came here today to ask for your permission. Go on. 6 months ago, my right to work in court as a lawyer was revoked and I was told to spend my time studying. Obviously, I'm very sorry for what happened, but the thing is, it made me understand what it really means to defend somebody under the rules of a foreign justice system. And I desperately want to have another go. Please, permit me to enter the courtroom again. He was not even listening. Mr. Naruhodo? Yes. Here it comes. I'm sure you haven't forgotten your position here, have you? At best, you are a substitute for your compatriot. This was never your intended role. Huh. Well, that's true. The Japanese government actually sent my best friend on this study tour, not me. It should have been Kazuma. He was so determined to bring change to our own justice system at home. That was his calling. If a tragic accident hadn't happened, I wouldn't be here in this office now. Mr. Asogi was my best friend, you see. That's why I can't leave it unfinished. I have to fulfill his calling for him. His calling, you say? Has it never occurred to you that perhaps you know nothing of his true calling? Sorry? The mission with which that young law student was charged, what do you suppose it really was? What do you mean? Mission? He's not making any sense. Never mind. I've read all the reports you've submitted over the past 6 months. It's clear to me that you regret your actions and have been studiously obeying your revised instructions. Do you mean... As of this moment, I reinstate your license to practice law here in Great Britain. Yay! Woohoo! We're a lawyer again! Thank you. Thank you so much. That's wonderful news, Runo. In fact, I believe I have the perfect case to mark your comeback. A curious affair. You'll consider it, I hope? Of course. Please, tell me more. You described it as a curious affair? Yes, that's right. I believe it was reported in the press. Are you aware that there was a serious accident at the Great Exhibition yesterday? Oh, no. Yes, I read about it. A professor from Germany tried to carry out a crazy experiment. Of course he was German. Let me see. How is it described? Super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, I think. Instantaneous kinesis? As in moving with the click of the fingers. That's right. It's just what my herbal blends needed. A dash of devil may care. Whatever the serious accident was exactly, is clearly capturing Iris's imagination. It's an unfortunate business. A large explosion engulfed the public experimentation stage and a man lost his life. A certain Mr. Odie Asman. Odie Asman. What kind of pun is that? Odie's men? Odie Asman. So did he get turned to ash? He might have. Mr. Odie Asman. What is that pun supposed to be? Huh, interesting. A certain Mr. Odie Asman, an investor and well-known figure in society. A large explosion. A man died? The man responsible for the experiment was Professor Albert Harebrain. Harebrain, nice. That man was gonna lose his life regardless. That is actually true. That is 100% true. He was detained immediately after the incident and is due to appear in court tomorrow. On the charge of murder. What? Murder? If you intend to take on his defense, you should hurry to meet him at the prison. There's very little time left for you to carry out any kind of investigation. The Great Exhibition. A scientific A scientific experiment gone wrong, and murder. I feel out of my depth before I even started. Still. We should go to the prison straight away then, and try to meet with this German professor. Don't you think? Definitely. Ah, yes. One more thing about the case. There's a connection with our mutual acquaintance, the Reaper. Oh, with Lord Van Zieks? Lord Van Zieks? How? Oh! The investor that died, was he somebody that was proven innocent in a trial against Lord Van Zieks previously? All sorts of conferences have been taking place around the world to coincide with the Great Exhibition. And next month, the largest and most important of them will all take place at last. The International Forensic Science Symposium. It does seem as though criminal investigation needs to embrace scientific methods, doesn't it? Exactly. London, the global epicenter of culture, science, and wealth, now has a population exceeding 6 million. Sadly, crime in the capital is growing at a similarly startling rate. So it's imperative that we use the latest scientific methods to investigate and resolve cases as efficiently as possible. Which is what's known as forensic science, isn't it? Exactly. The future of policing. Huh. She always gets jump scared by him. Regrettably, however, Britain is currently dragging its feet when it comes to the adoption of forensic methods. Oh dear, that's alarming. Exactly. It's extremely alarming. If I were Her Majesty's Attorney General, you can be sure the number of crimes committed and resolved in London would be very difficult to the current figures. Would be very different to the current figures. And I can cite 12 solid arguments and 223 individual reasons to support my claim. Sorry? By way of apology for keeping you waiting earlier, I shall detail every one now. What? Oh, how fascinating. It all began 15 years ago. It was... And that more or less sums up my feelings on the matter. It is in the simplest of terms, of course. Oh, odious man. Oh, odious man. I see. Okay, okay. Of course. Odious man. Okay, it's way simpler than I thought. Thank you so much, Mooney. Hello, good strong heart. Haven't seen you in forever. Hey, Cool. Yeah, it's the first time in a while we've seen strong heart. Essentially, to formally establish a forensic investigation division with Scotland Yard. That is my mission. Oh, right. Yes. That's wonderful. Exactly. Wonderful is precisely what it will be. She just gave up. Iris isn't paying attention at all. She's got her nose in another book now. Oh, is it over? Did you learn anything useful? I actually drifted off for the most part. He's surprisingly ardent about forensic science. Okay. Okay, I guess we don't have anything to ask about. Oh, wait, no. Can we ask what happened? Oh, that reminds me. Have you seen this? Report of the overwhelming success of the Great Exhibition? Of course. No, not that. The story on the back page. What story? The Reaper attacked. Ah, that. You've enjoyed some victories in court against my #1 prosecutor, have you not? Poor Mr. Reaper. What happened to him? He wasn't killed, was he? There's no need for concern. Lord Van Zieks would not be so easily dispatched, I assure you. Can you tell us what happened? I'd really love to know. Very well. If it interests you. It does, strangely. Yay, okay, nice. He's so eager. Fortunately, Lord Van Zieks emerged from the attack unscathed. Street ruffians are no match for that man. He is a very capable fighter. But that's incredible. They were armed with guns. Why was he attacked, though? Do we know? It's related to the events that occurred a month ago. A leader of one of the capital's criminal organizations was indicted and prosecuted by Van Zieks. But the man was acquitted. I have no doubt large sums of money were involved behind the scenes. Large sums of money. A deplorable situation. Members of the jury were bribed, it seems. However, despite winning his freedom, the man in question met a dramatic end yesterday. Yes! Odiasman was... He is the one that blew up. But you're not suggesting that was the work of the Reaper, surely? The victim's henchman certainly seemed to think so. He was a man by the name of Asman. Mr. Odie Asman. Yeah! Did you say Asman? That's the man who died in the big explosion at the Great Exhibition. Yes, known publicly as an investor, but in reality, the head of a significant criminal organization. Unbelievable. I wonder, could I ask you something, Lord Strongheart? Try me. Why do you use Lord Van Zieks as a prosecutor? All the criminals who manage to get off court when they meet all the criminals who manage to get off in court then meet with mysterious ends outside the courtroom. And fearful of that fate, they seek to strike at Lord Van Zieks first. I know there's no evidence that he actually is the Reaper in that sense, but something's clearly going on here. I have Van Zieks work for the prosecution service for 2 reasons. Firstly, the man is the best prosecutor in the capital, bar none. And secondly, any deaths of criminals that have occurred outside the courtroom following his trials are nothing to do with him. But that doesn't make sense. How can you explain the way so many have died if not by somebody's hand? Van Zieks may have earned himself the moniker of the Reaper, but he is no killer. So he will continue to prosecute on behalf of the Crown. Unless he wishes otherwise, of course. Interesting. Well, I must be leaving for my next engagement. I'm already 11 hours and 16 minutes late. What the heck? My colleagues may be starting to fidget. 11 hours late? That's quite something. That meeting had already started when I arrived back here for this engagement with you. So lateness was inevitable. Time stops for no man. I'm sure it stopped for me during those 12 solid arguments and 223 reasons. Oh yes, where would I find Lord Van Zieks now? I would assume he's at his office. Right, go and ask him about the attack in person. I want to get this straight from the horse's mouth. Away with you. I'm leaving Professor Hairbrain's defense entirely in your hands. Of course, yes. Thank you very much, my lord. We're going to see him at his office personally? We're seeing him at his office personally? What a fun place. Oh, I'd love to strip that big clock apart, you know. That's where your client is, isn't it? Let's find out what the story is. 22nd of October. Local prison, cell 11. The warden said cell 11. That's this one. Oh, there's someone curled up in a ball in the back corner, look. What's his name again? Professor Albert Hairbrain, wasn't it? Excuse me, Professor Hairbrain. Huh. Who are you? I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a lawyer! Was it something I said? A lawyer, you say? Would you be here about the experiment? Are you going to defend my hypothesis? Your hypothesis? Sorry, I don't... Yesterday's demonstration! That magnificent demonstration was... It was an out-and-out success by anyone's calculations. But despite that, no one listens. No lawyer believes in the science. When it's explained, they all leave at high velocity. That's probably not a good time to mention that your zeal made my concentration leave for a while too. This is definitely going to be a guy. Dude just sent us to defend a guy who vaporized someone in public. Well, if we're defending him, then there's a good chance that his invention was sabotaged as well. Yesterday's demonstration. You mentioned the demonstration yesterday. The papers have called it a spectacular failure. After all, a man died in the explosion, didn't he? Ah!
Yes, you could interpret the results that way if you really wanted to. Well, I suppose in the strictest sense, the experiment was a failure, but at the same time, it was a great success.
You've lost me.
I saw it with my own eyes. Right there in front of me, Mr. Asmund was spontaneously disassembled. Until then, everything was going exactly as my calculations had predicted. At that point, he should have been beamed to the Crystal Tower by instantaneous kinesis. However,
the machine exploded and Mr. Asmund in fact perished.
Yes, I can't deny that part of the experiment was a failure.
So what you're really saying is the large explosion that killed Mr. Asmund was an accident, correct? But the bigwigs had you arrested on suspicion of murder.
I was responsible for a man's death. That is the immutable truth here. And for that, I wish to be punished. At once. But... Murder? Never in a million years. It was an accident. Simply an accident.
I see. Hurley and I were talking this morning, you know. He said the situation would change completely depending on whether it was treated as an accident or murder. How exactly? Well, if it really was an accident, then the professor's machine would be kept in protective custody. On what grounds?
Yes, it's newly established here in Britain. The Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act.
Excuse me, sorry. Sorry. That one passed me by. But if the case is treated as murder,
then they'll say my machine was the murder weapon, and they'll be able to pore over it as much as they like. If they examine it in detail, they'll find out how it's made, and then they'll be able to copy my idea. My precious hypothesis will be stolen. The machine must be protected from that at all costs. That's why it's imperative this whole incident is shown to have been an accident in tomorrow's trial.
Huh, I see now. This case is gonna be an uphill battle. At best, this guy will get off with manslaughter. Yeah. Instantaneous kinesis. So, in short, there was a terrible accident at the Great Exhibition Showground yesterday.
Yes, or rather no. The devil is in the details. Strictly speaking, there was a terrible explosion.
Sounds the same to me. You were demonstrating a super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, weren't you? How fascinating.
Humans, like all matter, are made up of particles that are held together by electrical bonds. So it must be possible using a sufficiently high voltage to break those bonds and beam the particles through space. That's it in a nutshell. That's my idea, you see. That's my amazing hypothesis.
Gosh, that's unimaginably high-level science.
Oh, but dare to imagine it. Dare to dream of such incredible technology. Just think, one moment I could be here in the cell, and the next I could be at the Great Exhibition again.
Well, yes, that would be incredible.
And the next, in the mere blink of an eye, I could be at a great Parisian theater, say. The possibilities are endless. The whole of our vast planet could be within reach.
So, no more hiding in wardrobes and rocky seas for 50 days. I don't really see it like that. What do you mean, Iris? Is she aware of the concept that you were just killing yourself and recreating yourself in a new location? Well, if you could travel anywhere in the world instantly, the planet wouldn't really seem vast anymore, would it? I think it would really feel like it had shrunk. Okay, that's fair.
My word, that's exactly right. What are the implications? What does this mean?
Oops, that's got Professor Bunnybrain really worried by the look of it. Clearly, this is yet another case of just because you can doesn't mean you should, I suppose.
The point is, my calculations are flawless. The science works. But without a practical demonstration, it means nothing. And that's always the fly in the ointment.
Because practical demonstrations cost a lot of money. Money that young scientists like you don't have.
That's exactly it, yes.
Hurley's always complaining about it. He says the government should invest more in science.
Well, anyway, I bumped into him at the right time. I met the well-known investor, Mr. Asmund.
The victim who died in yesterday's terrible accident, you mean? The victim? The full name of the man who died in yesterday's accident was Mr. Odie Asman, wasn't it? What exactly was your relationship with the man?
He first visited me in my laboratory in Germany a year ago now. He said he wanted to invest in my immaculate hypothesis. I thanked my lucky stars.
I see. So you hadn't really known each other until then. Money for scientific research. I'm so envious.
As far as I was concerned, the man was an angel.
Oh, really?
An archangel, even. He was prepared to fund a practical demonstration of my hypothesis for presentation at the Great Exhibition. And if that went well, I could expect additional financial support for my research from the British government. Mr. Asman provided me with the money and exceptional engineering. He produced a machine to my precise specifications.
But then your dreams were blown to dust in one enormous explosion.
As you can see, I owed everything to Mr. Asman. I would never, ever have thought of taking the man's life.
Well, he seems genuine enough. I don't think he's lying. Okay, we'll talk to you later. Yeah, we'll see you later, buddy. Anyway, yoo-hoo! Van Zeeks! You haven't been to this place yet. Don't forget to take me when you go. Oh, holy moly. 22nd of October, prosecutor's office. Oh my god, we're gonna see his front portrait. Oh, so this is the legendary Reaper's office. Yes, it appears so. It sends a chill down your spine, doesn't it? What an amazingly deathly atmosphere. Oh, is that... Oh. That hooded figure was so still I hadn't noticed his or her presence. I wonder who it is. You got a chest set too. Gun. Yeah, she does carry around a gun. What are you doing here? Oh. He's as unwelcoming as I thought he'd be. I imagine Ryunosuke saying this while like twiddling his hair, like he's as unwelcoming as I thought he'd be. Someone a fan? No, I hate this guy. This guy sucks. I hate this guy. Actually, maybe even more so. Oh, I'm glad to see you're well. I am. So, who's the person over there by the wall being punished for something or other? No punishment is taking place here. Oh. That's my apprentice, and he's sitting there of his own free will. I didn't know you had an apprentice. It must be the same person who is pictured in the newspaper. Oh. He's very able in combat. A requisite skill for anyone under my tutelage. Are you referring to the attack on the Reaper? The attack on the Reaper that was reported in the papers. The Reaper. I'd be interested to know the Reaper's true identity myself. Assuming that is such a fabled fiend genuinely inhabits all great courtrooms. Is he hurt by the title? Does it hurt his feelings? Lord Strongheart said that the assault last night was some sort of revenge attack? True. Carried out by the henchmen of Odie Asman's criminal organization. The investigation meant their arrests were imminent. Presumably, some hoped to kill me before that happened. Odie Asman. He's always masqueraded as one of London's most powerful financiers, a global investor. But his enormous wealth came to him by underhanded means via his criminal activities. And he used that money to buy himself a verdict of not guilty when he found himself in court, didn't he? Being prosecuted by you, Mr. Reaper. But the man got his comeuppance in the end. Yesterday, in fact,
in extraordinary circumstances. It was a most unusual case of death. I know about that. It was super high voltage instantaneous kinesis gone wrong. Mr. Asman died when the demonstration of the public experimentation stage ended in an enormous explosion. Correct. And you think I have some kind of divine ability to cause an accident like that to happen, do you? Well, no, that does seem a little far-fetched. If this man really is the fabled Reaper, then he has to be innocent in this particular death, at least. It's strange how this has worked out, isn't it, Bruno? I mean, what with you taking the professor's defense for the trial tomorrow? What? You're going to be defending him? Yes, that's right. Though I barely know the man's name yet, to be honest. Albert. Albert Harebrain. That's right. Do you know him by any chance? Of course. He's a contemporary of mine. We're at university together. You're... What? Whoa. Ooh. I'd understood that Professor Harebrain was from Germany, though. Harebrain's from a respectable British family. After graduating from University of London, he moved to Germany to carry out research, that's all. So, you were students together? I was in the Faculty of Law, of course, and he in Science, so our paths rarely crossed. But curiously, we got along, though I've not met him since my university days. I certainly didn't expect our next encounter to take this form. And with you of all people representing him. Oh my god. Only if I make it out of this office alive. He's actually been charged with murder, it seems. Yes, I know. Because the prosecution will be handled by me. By you? But you made it sound as if you and the professor had been friends. We are friends, it's true. Then why would you do this? If the Reaper is the prosecutor, there's nothing anyone can do to save him. He's doomed. What's Lord Van Ziek's thinking? Oof. What do you mean by what you said before? If you'd like to know the Reaper's true identity, does that mean... I'm a crown prosecutor and mortal like any other. I'm no demigod. But they've all died, haven't they? The people you've prosecuted, I mean. Whether or not the trial ended in a conviction or an acquittal. Those prosecutors are the vilest wretches of our society. People who, without question, deserve to be found guilty. The world is a better place without them. But that's not true of Mr. Natsume, for example. He wasn't a vile wretch at all. Nor was Ginny. In fact, she was ever so hardworking now. Or she is ever so hardworking. I can't deny that since I encountered you, things have taken a turn. But the point is this. If any of those vile wretches that escaped justice subsequently died in mysterious circumstances, it was at the hand of their own kind. It's not my work. Lord Strongheart said the same. He believes you're not involved in any way. But you were attacked by those ruffians because they believe it's true. The fact is, since people started to call me the Ripper of the Bailey, the number of serious crimes in the capital has dropped substantially. Oh. It would appear that even though the most hardened criminals can be fearful... It would appear that even the most hardened criminals can be made fearful for their lives. Do you mean to say... I mean to say that if my pseudonym serves as a useful purpose, I adopt it gladly and with honor. But it's putting you in danger. You could be killed. If that is my fate, let God decide. Holy shit. Lord Van Zieks. He's so cool. Please let me look at that painting.
That portrait really dominates the room, doesn't it? Holy mother of fuck. It's a very majestic outfit and pose, but sadly, whoever painted it didn't do a very good job of capturing Lord Van Dyke's facial features. You know them very well, don't you, Ryunosuke? You know that you know his face so well, don't you, buddy? You're always looking at him. You're always taking in every single detail, aren't you, buddy? Yes, you're right. I mean, it's not far off, but the artist has exaggerated his subject's handsomeness, I think. Huh, that reminds me. I heard Emperor Napoleon of France ordered artists to make him look more attractive when they painted him. Oh, vain. That's really not an attractive quality in a person, is it? The portrait does not depict me. Surely, that's immediately obvious. Oh, then, who is it? Oh. Interesting. Is that his father? Dad, brother? Maybe both could work. Zeon, the zombie family? Yeah. It's all I think about. Super true bull. Look at the fine collection of hollow chalices and bottles neatly lined up to— oh, that's where he gets all of that. My hallowed bottles are filled with the essence of the finest grapes of the finest vineyards I visit. And I personally oversee these chalices being made by the finest crystal craftsmen in the world. And yet you throw them all around in court like they were worthless. Yes, because this imbecile is so unimaginably and repeatedly wide of my mark sometimes. Oh, before you open your mouth next time, you should consider the poor artisans whose work you defile. So, it's my fault? Silly me, how could I have ever thought otherwise? He literally has fucking a glass shelf of chalices and wine bottles to throw. That is so funny. He really does have a massive box. Yeah, it's so good. Lord Van Ziek's desk, look, it's so stylish. Ryunosuke sounds like such a fanboy. And that's a marble chess set beside it. Chess. That's the Western version of our Japanese shogi game, isn't it? You know, I'm actually quite good at shogi problems. Oh, really? You'd probably like chess problems in that case. I'd love to challenge Lord Van Ziek sometime. To a bout of shogi problems. If you only really want to challenge yourself, you can always do that on your own time. On your own at home. This is model. Oh, look! It's a scale model of the Great Exhibition Showground. Oh. Oh. Oh, interesting. This is how he's modeling the murder scene. That's amazing. I wonder why it's here. Perhaps he made it to take his mind off the sadness of being too busy to attend in person? Or perhaps he's too embarrassed to queue up for a ticket. Surely it's obvious that I'm using it as an investigative aid. You Nipponese have no business painting others as overly reserved. I really didn't think he'd overhear that. I fucking love this man. I love this man so much. So much. Are those bats? Those are bats. Those are fucking bats. Are these wine? Is this wine? Look at all those ancient casks lining the wall there. Casks in the Reaper's chamber? Or are they caskets? You don't think all those people who escaped conviction in court are lying inside them and dead? The way she slew! The way she slew! He's so racist, but I love him so much. Jinx builds gunpla models confirmed. I I love the 3D the 3D is so good. They make use of it so well. Van Zeeks would build Gunpla models. He will build exclusively the Gundam Death Scythe and nothing else. Oh my god. If there was a man this hot and willing and who looked like and acted like this and was willing to be around me at all times, I would forgive the racism. I would forgive the racism. He could call me whatever the fuck he wants. What ridiculous notions are going through your head, man? This is my collection of fine vintages. Oh, yes, of course. Thank you for clearing that up. Runo and I were just musing to ourselves. Don't mind us, Mr. Reaper. I wouldn't if you hadn't invited yourselves to my office to talk nonsense within my earshot. we did just barge in. It's very funny. They were bats! Yes, the Reaper's familiars, I expect. But what about the mute man in the dark cloak? I thought he was the familiar. Just not of the flying kind. He must be a dear friend of Mr. Reaper, then. I think the familiar idea is more likely. Scary, though, either way. It really looks like a punishment to me. I've never seen someone sitting like that before. He hasn't moved a muscle since we arrived. Do you think perhaps he's dead? If he was dead, Runo, he wouldn't be sitting up, would he? Well, anyway, dead or alive, which is getting a new game, he's not overly approachable, is he? I don't think he's going to talk to us. He's not dead. Darn, I'm so curious. Can we... Here's my armband. Do you like it? I know you've seen this around my arm before, but what is it exactly? It's the mark of a defense lawyer, in Japan at least. And what's your reason for showing it to a British prosecutor? Oh, well, I don't know, really. I can understand, at least. There's merit in reminding yourself of who helped you become what you are today. Oh. But that's a personal matter. Something you may want to keep close at all times. Not something to flaunt. No, I suppose not. Thank you for understanding, though. Present the armband to Lord Van Zeeks in episode 3. Oh my god, that's actually... It's actually an achievement! He's just sleeping. Yeah, he is. I hate your armband. It's unbased. Maybe I'm not reading into it, but it's interesting the apprentice is kneeling on a cushion. Not very British. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. It's interesting he's kneeling on the floor on a cushion like a Japanese person. It's almost like a Japanese guy, if that's like a Japanese guy, you know? Am I going to have to compete with another Japanese guy for Van Zeek's heart? Somehow Cosmo returned. Prison. Let's go back and talk to him. Did we miss anything?
How could this have happened?
You must feel awful. As well as a man losing his life, the Crystal Tower was greatly damaged too.
I know what happened. It must have been that.
That?
The day before the demonstration, I had my usual meal of frankfurters at the hotel restaurant. Then when I paid the bill, they gave me 3 shillings too much in change. But instead of saying anything, I just slipped the coins into my pocket. They're still there now. It's divine retribution for my wrongdoing. That's what this is.
The scientist sees some very illogical anecdotes. Long and logical and illogical. What are we missing, I wonder? Back to the suite, maybe? To my legal consultancy? Oh, 22nd of October. Naruhodo's legal consultancy. What should we do now, Iris? I'm so excited about the prospect of Naruhodo's anything consultancy opening for business again. That's not what it's called. It's Naruhodo's legal consultancy. I've done a lot of studying in these past 6 months. Excuse me, sorry. Reading law texts and judicial precedents. I'm sure I'm a better lawyer now. I can't wait to start practicing again. Nothing's changed in here at all, though, has it? It's as though time has stood still in here since Susie went back to Japan. I wanted to keep it ready for Mr. Sato in case she was able to return to Britain at any point. So I've just left everything the way it was. Oh, I see. Right. And there was me thinking it's because of the way you are, Runo. You know, never bothered to tidy up, I mean. Iris, this isn't the time or the place to bring up my tidiness. Or lack of it. She's really good at underhanded comments. Are we missing something? What are we missing? Look at the newspaper. Woodman Zeeks, about the article in this paper. Yes. It seems there was a reporter nearby when that little skirmish took place. I had no idea I'd been photographed. It was careless of me. It looks as though it was taken after the people who attacked you had run away, though. Rest assured, the police have already apprehended every last one of them. But there's someone else fighting alongside you, it seems. And I think it's the same man who's sitting over there as we speak, isn't it? As I mentioned already, he's my apprentice. Perhaps you could tell us a little more about him? Oh, nice. He's in my tutelage to become a prosecutor. So you could say he's my apprentice, I suppose. I like you are to Hurley then, Runo. I don't remember taking an apprenticeship with a great detective. He's currently compiling a report about last night's attack. He looks like he's wearing some kind of mask. On Lord Strongheart's orders, nobody knows the man's face, or indeed his identity. But why would you agree to take on such a clearly suspicious individual? Lord Strongheart's orders again. He's not one for meaningless follies. There will be a good reason for his actions. I hope you're right. Oh. Oh my god. Hold on. 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 We're gonna do something really quick. We're gonna do something really quick. We're gonna do something. Okay. So here. Okay. All right. And here. Just a moment. Okay. And then let me find a good. Okay, perfect. So if I go here and I do this. But it would make no sense. It would make no sense, right? Oh my god, though. But I mean, Okay. Shit, maybe it really is Kazuma. There's no way. How would that make sense, right? No way. No, no. There's no way in hell. There's no way. No way. Ah. The task is complete. Good. In that case, you can call it all the briefs. Nice to meet you. Back to work again. That was really strange, though. I've never met that man before. I didn't even know he existed, and yet... somehow it didn't feel like our first encounter! No! There's no way! No! Don't do this to me! I'm screaming into the air! Don't do this to me! No, there's no way! There's no fucking way! No! There's no way! Don't bother trying to converse with him. He says nothing to anybody from outside this office. Lord Strongheart has strictly forbidden it. Oh, I see. Why are you interested in my apprentice anyway? Oh no, I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to. The way he stood there so casually, yet with that flawless posture. No, it couldn't be. No fucking way, dude. And yes, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. Oh, what's that? That Nipponese man. Is he faring well? Sorry? The one arrested twice in succession 6 months ago, with the stoop, and the mustache, and the jitters. The game is definitely not being subtle about it. Huh. Mr. Natsume, you mean? I'm not sure he'd be very pleased to find out about you identified him for... I'm not sure he'd be very pleased to find out you identified him from that list, Runo. He's fine, thank you. In fact, I received a letter from him by international post only the other day. I see. Well, I think we can end our discussion there, don't you? There's little time left before tomorrow's trial. I advise you spend it investigating the case. Yes, thank you for the advice, and for the conversation. I can't believe he's asked after Soseki-san, after a Nipponese. I'm not sure whether to feel happy about that or worried. Game's have to pull some bullshit on us? Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Also, the game not being... oh wait, I already read that. Man, I'm going to have to go back to... oh, I already read all that, sorry. Never imagined that Mr. Reaper would be friends with a mad scientist, did you? That's a turn up for the books. A mad scientist? Oh, you mean Professor Harebrain. Yes, it might be worth quizzing the professor about this relationship with Lord Van Zieks, I think. Alright. Reaper's varsity years. I understand Lord Van Zieks is a friend of yours from your university days. Yes, that's right. He was studying law whilst I was studying science. What was he like back then? A good question. Unassuming, gentlemanly, and all-around nice fellow, really. Sorry, I think you misheard me. I'm talking about the cold-hearted, merciless prosecutor, Barak Van Zieks. What was he like when he was at university? Talk about a leading question, Runo. As I said, an unassuming and extremely pleasant gentleman. After all, he is the little darling of the Van Zieks family, with all his great aristocratic origins. I didn't realize he had such noble blood. I mean, come on, we saw his room. We saw his room. He is easily a noble. Little darling? It was a bit of a shock when I came back to Britain and learned what he'd become. The Reaper of the Bailey, no less. Yes, that's right. I did hear, though.
But there was a very big event in his life that completely changed him after graduation.
Really? What sort of event?
Ah! I'm sorry. But I don't know anymore.
Damn it.
I wasn't in the country at the time. I was in German already.
Oh, yes, of course. If he's heard all about the Reaper, I really don't have the heart to tell him that Lord Van Zieks will be the prosecutor in court tomorrow. So, Professor, let me just make absolutely sure I've understood you properly. The huge explosion that occurred yesterday, that was an accident, you're saying? And you had no intent to harm the victim, who was in fact the sole investor in your work, is that correct?
As correct as 2 squared is 4, I mean it. I swear it. Yes, it's true that the man perished in the machine of my invention. So I know that I'm far from blameless in all this, but still. I would never use my discoveries, my inventions, to take a person's life. Not in a centillion years. I'm a man of science. It's all I know. You have to believe me, please. Do you believe me? Do you believe in my hypothesis? Science is the pursuit of truth, you know. I've always believed that. All my life.
I feel like I'm speaking with my entire face. Like, I feel like I feel like air's coming out of my eyes or something. I'm afraid I don't know much about science, or your theories. But I do believe you, and I will fight to prove your innocence with all my might. I'm a man of the law, it's all I know. You have to believe me, please, please.
When I went to live in Germany after I graduated, I learned something very important. Nationality, class, lineage, none of that matters. As long as you try your hardest, you can achieve anything.
Thank you for that, Professor.
And thank you in advance for defending me tomorrow in court.
Alright, Runo. It's time. Time to visit the Great Exhibition. Sorry? Well, that's where the incident happened, isn't it? Yes, I suppose that's true. Time to investigate at last. Give me just a moment. Alright. Alrighty. Fermented sage. Okay. Got you. Let's do this. I'm excited to actually be here. The whole environment looks so sick. 22nd of October. The Great Exhibition Grounds. Foot of the Crystal Tower. Ugh. The showgrounds are a little too big for my likings. We've been walking around in dense crowds for 2 hours now, and I've felt myself swooning 3 times. There are a lot of people, aren't there? I've almost been trodden on 3 times too. Be careful, won't you, Iris? Don't let go of my hand. Aww. That's so cute. We finally made it through the throngs, though, by the look of it. Here we are, underneath the public experimentation stage where the explosion happened yesterday. What's that? I can hear voices from up on the stage. It sounds like an argument. Oh, yo!
Right, I've had it with you this time. I'm warning you. I'll arrest you in a minute.
Oh, yeah? Go on then, Spectre. Give it a shot. You got evidence and you know it. Wait, I know those voices.
You've got a cheeky little mouth on you, young lady. But a guy in the cells will teach you some manners.
Just try it, I dare ya. You want that big bag of chips rammed down your throat? Oh, I will say hi, Jared. Hi, Bright Guy. I hope you're doing great. Alright, let me see. How's Great Ace Attorney? It's been going awesome. We're beginning this new case and it is so sick. It is super cool already. Oh good, he doesn't lose his job. Yeah, they can't really arrest him for keeping something quiet that he was ordered to keep quiet. It's like inconsequential. Like not inconsequential, but it's definitely something I feel like they couldn't really prosecute him for. Throat ramming, this game has it all. So true. Yo, yoo-hoo, Gregsy, what are you doing up there?
It's you here. You're here. Here you are. Your ladyship.
How are you, your ladyship? I hope you're doing well, your ladyship. Does that make her 3 times a lady? I'm not well at all. I'm far too busy everywhere. I wanted to ride in a balloon, but there was a 3-hour queue.
Unbelievable. I'll go and have a word for you at once, your ladyship.
You'll be fine as high as a kite in no time once I pull some strings for you. Tobias Gregson, an inspector of Scotland Yard. Until recently, he was suspended from duty, but it would appear he's back in act. Okay, so they also suspended him for a similar amount of time. He's actually quite well known, appearing as he does in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. And for that reason, he can't say a word wrong to the story's author, Iris. But there are limits, surely. Or there should be.
Watch it, sunshine.
Sorry. Did he just interject on my narration? That's hilarious.
What gives then? Don't tell me you're in on this case.
Yes, I'm acting for the defense. So we're here to investigate.
Dear me, that's the situation, is it?
Is it really that troubling? Immediately, 5 Bob. Is that all you got? Yay! So happy to see her again. It's so good. It's so good to see her. Hey, Desi, it's good to see you. How are you doing, dude? How are you? What's up? What's up? Does Gracie look taller to you, or is it just me? What wrong character? The lady who is in the trouble in the pawn shop. She does look taller, doesn't she? She does look older. Yeah, she does look a little bit older. You did it. Hello. Hope you're doing great, Desi. I'm good. Heck yeah. She looks so dapper. She does. She looks fantastic. Runosuke being a complete open book. Don't need to be a mind reader for him exactly. I think she has her own. Like she has a whole different outfit now. I think at least her jacket is her own now. You're a lawyer, ain't you? You could stand to carry a bit more copper around in your pockets, Mr. Naraodo. Oh, she took our money. What? Hey, that's my last bit of spending money. That is. You can't have it back, but I'll have to charge it for you to bother. 3 bob. This is Gina Lestrade, a pickpocket or diver born and bred in East End of London. In the case that led to my own suspension 6 months ago, this is the young girl I was defending in court. What's your problem, eh, Odo? Diver? Pickpocket? What's with your name calling? You want a bag of chips rammed down your throat and all, do ya? I thought you were proud to be a diver, Gina. You were just arguing with the Inspector Gregson about it, weren't you? I assumed you went up to your usual tricks here at the showground. That ain't no way to talk to a lady, Odo. Half a year's a long time. People can change. I'm an apprentice now, learning to be a Scotland Yard detective. What? Dude! I'm so happy for her! I'm so happy for her! Is she an apprentice for freaking Gregson? I'm so happy for her! Yeah! Yeah! Woohoo! Robin's different, no longer wearing wrong size street rags. Yeah, gosh, she looks awesome. Freaking apprentice to Gregson? Dude, oh my god. Okay. Holy fuck. So you'll have to call me what everyone else does. It's Inspector Lestrade now. Ooh. Inspector? That badge is homemade, surely. The Inspector part is entirely accurate. No one calls for that. For what it's worth anyway. Investigating it is off the cards for all of us. What's that supposed to mean? Right, well, I'll be back up top. You hold down the fort down here, okay? Right, sir? Oh, she looks awesome. This raises a lot of questions. I still feel bad that she's like supposed to be Cockney, but I just give her an Irish accent instead. It's like, it's just what I gravitate to when I read her lines. About Gina. It was 8 months ago now that I first encountered Gina, in connection with the case I was working on. At the time, she was living in the East End with a group of other orphans. She helped all of them survive by pickpocketing, but then she got them embroiled in a murder. I had a lot of time to think in prison. I realized I couldn't go on like I was. The diving weren't working out. Oh, I'm so pleased to hear it, Guinea. Well done. So, you went from being a pickpocket to a detective. You got it. Good, innit? Inspector Lestrade. Sounds like something out of a book, eh? Look at her smile, she's so proud. Talk about a sea change. And then there's Iris's old man to think about. Iris's father, you mean? Yeah, I promised her, didn't I? I said I'd go get all the police forces around the world to pull up the stops looking for him. Just a small promise then, nothing serious. Oh, Guinea, you're so sweet. So anyway, that's how I come in. I had to go to test for Scotland Yard. Only trouble is, I don't read so well, do I? Just a small problem. Nothing serious. And that's when Hurley approached Grexy and asked for help. So the inspector said he'd take a full responsibility for Guinea and made her a sort of apprentice. I was very magnanimous of Inspector Gregson, and brave. Well, you know Hurley. He enjoys finding ways to make people do what he wants. A great detective likes digging for dirt, in other words. So, the long and short of it is, you've got questions about the case, you can ask Inspector Lestrade. Right then, Inspector. Actually, there's still a big mystery surrounding Gina, isn't there? Oh, what, Runa, what? Well, 6 months ago, Gina was defended in a trial prosecuted by the Reaper. A trial in which she was found not guilty, and yet here she is still. Come on, you're still not on about that, are you? The Legend of the Reaper or whatever it's called. Cor, you don't have to worry, Odo. If I didn't half worry, there probably wouldn't be a whole lot of you left. It's like I told you before, isn't it? The Reaper's kind of like him upstairs, so he knows what I'm like on the inside, and that I ain't done nothing wrong. Nothing wrong might be stretching a point. What about Mr. Natsume in Japan? He's perfectly fine, isn't he? Well, that's true. Perhaps the Reaper is more discerning than I thought. Exactly. So I ain't worried. I'm totally fine. Nice. I didn't want to reveal Gina Lestrade was a character in the Sherlock Holmes novels, since I didn't want to spoil Gina becoming an inspector, but luckily you found out without spoiling anything for yourself. But G. Lestrade is a male inspector in novels. His first name Greg. It seems they split the novel character into 2 people for this game. Oh. Oh. That is so cool. That is so sick. Okay, awesome. Her character animations are so much more enthusiastic and cute. I love them. I love them so much. So good. She looks so happy. Double G's? Yeah. Yeah. Yesterday's incident. Cor, it was out of this world, it was. The brainy bloke pulled a bunch of levers and this machine suddenly started billowing smoke. Then it just went pop. I ain't seen a better experimenter yet. Sorry? You mean you saw it, Guinea? With your own eyes? Yeah, of course. The boss in charge here, ain't he? Of keeping everything running, I mean. The boss being Inspector Gregson, I suppose. That's going to take some getting used to. So all I have to say is that I'm on duty, I can do whatever I want to. Get this! I was up in one of them flying balloons when it happened, watching it from above. No. You're so lucky, Guinea. Maybe I should join Scotland Yard too. Yeah, do it! You know how to put the boss in his place already, right, Iris? You'd have no trouble at all.
Then it's settled. When do I start? No, you can't join Scotland Yard, Iris. We'll see. Anyway, what I don't understand is this. If the machine exploded so spectacularly, how can Professor Bunnybrain still be claiming that his experiment was a success? Alright. Well, it was a success, in a way. It was. How can it have been? Surely after the whole machine blew up, no one could call the experiment a success. It's like I said, it did sort of work. I mean, yeah, there was a load of smoke, and that whopping great bang. But where'd you think they found the victim's body, eh? In the Crystal Tower over there. Oh, that's so gruesome. That's so fucked up. That's so fucked. That is so fucked up, Giddy. What? In the tower? That is... You can go see for yourself, can't you? Up there above the scaffold. Oh, where all the glasses broken, you mean? Bro, look like one of those flesh blobs from Elden Ring. No. Yeah, the cage what the victim got in to start with really did get beamed through the air or whatever and landed all the way over there. So, you see, it did kind of work, didn't it? What? I don't believe it. I mean, I don't get the ins and outs of it, but anything is possible, right? With science. Oh, I tell you what, you can have this. It's the plan of the experiment they drew up at the yard. Are you sure? Yeah, go on. I had 3 bob of you before, so fair's fair. Yes, I didn't actually give that to you, did I? Sketch of the experiment. Something Inspector Gregson said before seemed a little strange. What it's worth anyway. Investigating's off the cards for all of us. Yeah, snotty old Gregsy ran off after that without explaining himself. Oh, right, that. The boss said no one's allowed to investigate that weird machine what blew up yesterday. Well, that's not fair. We're representing the defendant. In that case, could you at least tell us what you've learned from your investigation? No, you're not getting it. We ain't allowed to investigate neither. Why? What did the boss call them again? The forensic investigation team, I think. Anyway, apart from them lot, no one's allowed to lay fingers on the machine. Bit funny, ain't it? So even Scotland Yard's own detectives can't investigate. Yes, I've never heard something like that before. They're probably pulling them back so that they can show the impressiveness, like how impressive the forensic team is. Probably front load them. I thought I could have a gander at the quiet though, but the boss caught me at it. You probably heard him giving the earful about it before from down here, didn't you? It's not bleeding fair. I think you were giving him as much of an earful back as I remember it. Yeah, well, sometimes I think it's all them chips what make him stubborn. You say some of them? Odo, go on. See if you can get through to him. He's up on the platform above us, isn't he? Where the machine that exploded is. We can try, can't we, Runo? Grexy will listen to us. Excuse me. Oh. This platform must have been set up for the experiment, I suppose. It's very high up. About 30 feet above the ground, apparently. That's what a policeman I just spoke to said. I don't really understand feet very well. We don't use them in Japan. Oh yeah, sorry. It's about 9 meters. But soon you'll have been in London a year, Runo. It's time you got used to our measurements. Wait, what? I thought England went by the metric system as well. I thought the imperial system was American. I think it's more fish than chips. All that lead poisoning. Hey, I eat a lot of fish. And I'm totally normal. I'm totally fine.
Yes. Well. Wait, Darches, you're thinking about mercury. You're thinking about mercury, Darches. That's not lead, it's mercury. Oh shit. If there was lead in fish, people would just be dead. Yes, well, this thing is so tall, the spectators at the front would just have seen a wall and nothing else. I guess I got the mercury poisoning too. They probably thought they'd secured the best spot to watch. I guess they probably thought they'd secured the best spot to watch from, only to be disappointed. There's a saying in Japan, the darkest spot is right under the lighthouse. I feel like it probably applies here. That is very funny. That is yummy, unrelated. No, don't eat lead. These stairs obviously lead to the stage above. We should go up there and investigate the exact spot where the experiment was being conducted. Pencil eater can't confirm. That's graphite. 22nd of October, the Great Exhibition Grounds. Experimentation stage. Oh shit! You guys are so silly. Silly, dude. I need a big chunk of it for the snake. Roman wine and sugar. Guess I got the graphite poisoning. Fuck. That's really good. So that's it, is it? The machine that blew up. Oh, it must have been a magnificent explosion. And I've seen my fair share. You've seen things like this before, you mean? Of course. Harley's always doing experiments that end in a bang. In fact, in his own words, explosions are the very essence of chemistry. Ah, that explains this frequent smell of burning that comes wafting up the stairs. One time, he made something that exploded with such force it took the roof off the building. I'd wish you'd been there to see it, Runo. Stop. She keeps on doing the pearl, like, blush thing. It's so cute. It's hard to get too excited about that, given that I now live in the roof. Well, anyway, that's enough about that. It's time to investigate. This outfit is adorable. Oh, look, Inspector Gregson is over there. He seems to be deep in thought about something, whilst eyeing up the machine carefully. Really, he just looks confused to me. It ripped itself apart magnificently, didn't it? Magnificently and mercilessly. So someone stands in the middle of the machine to be disassembled and then beamed through the air. Yes, beamed. Not blasted. That's the point. Yes, that part's crucial, really. Is something like that even possible, though, Iris? Well, Runo, I'm just a child. How should I know? A child when it suits you, you mean? From what I can tell, I think if you were to pull this lever, then stop! Don't touch that. That was practically instantaneous kinesis, the way you flew over now there just now, Grexy. Please, your ladyship. I didn't mean to startle you, but I can't let you touch anything up here. So sorry. You can have some of my latest special blend to make up for it. Here we go again. Look. Ah, wonderful. The stuff really is wonderful. It's just like old times, this is. We're representing Professor Hairbrain in court tomorrow, Inspector. So we should be allowed to examine the scene. Ha! Listen, Sunshine. Even I'm not allowed to touch anything up here. It's that blasted Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act to blame. It's driving me potty. Oh yes, that Special Dispensation. The professor mentioned that too. More red tape's all we need. I don't know what the government thinks and play at sometimes. But we're allowed to just look, aren't we?
Huh?
Surely that's alright, isn't it, Gregsy?
Of course, your ladyship. Anything you say, ladyship. But please don't get your dainty hands dirty, will you?
Don't worry. We wouldn't dream of touching anything, would we, Runo? She really knows how to get what she wants. Nice. Perfect. Let's take a look around before we talk to him then. Considering how badly damaged everything is, Professor Harebrain was lucky to escape unscathed, I'd say. We should have a good look at the machine while we can, I think.
Touch anything and I'll make sure I kill you before I get strung up myself here.
I won't touch a thing, I promise. So please, spare the thought for your digestion. Anyway, do you really think this machine could actually disassemble people like the professor claims?
Yes. Looking totally incredulous. Give it a rest, sunshine. If we were allowed to examine all this bleeding scrap metal, maybe we could answer that question. But we can't, can we?
Because of the annoying rules, you mean?
Exactly. The annoying, obstructive, flaming rules.
Oh, look at the base of the machine there. Oh yes, there's a tool of some kind poking through the wire mesh. It's a screwdriver, I think. Oh, isn't it a lovely one? The handle is in the shape of the capital letter A. It is? Oh yes, you're right.
What's the matter with you? Don't touch anything, I said. Touch anything, I'll make sure I kill you before I get strung up myself, I said.
Yes, I understand, sorry. I only touched it a teeny weeny bit. Yeah, Naruhodo would be used to touching weenies. But, Greg, see, I'm very curious about this screwdriver. Really, really very curious.
Of course, your ladyship. You're so clever, your ladyship. Fancy spotted something like this. But I'm afraid I can't let you have it.
But Runo found it first.
I assure you, I'll investigate it thoroughly.
Don't project. Shut up. He's gone off with it. That was very mean. I'm afraid Inspector Gregson is going to make a very clumsy and embarrassing mistake in next month's installment now. Poor Gregsy. Well, at least he's gone for a bit. Oh, was that literally all the investigating? Cool, look at that. That's meant to mimic a Russian architecture you'd see in Moscow, huh? Cool. Okay, neat. Well, okay, that's all the investigating. Let's talk to Gregson. Government policy. Using high voltage electricity to somehow disassemble a person's body. And then beam him across the crystal tower. That's an extraordinary thing to attempt, especially in public.
True. It was by far the most unusual of the experiments planned for the exhibition, mind.
To be honest, I'm a bit surprised it was allowed. Carrying out something so dangerous with so many spectators present, I mean.
The government is doing everything it can to promote the new science and technology at the moment. They're more worried about being ahead of the game than the onslaught of public safety infringements. If they can be the first to develop some new technology, it makes Britain more powerful in the future, you see.
Yes, I suppose that's true in a way.
So the powers that be are placing a heavy emphasis on scientists' rights at the moment.
What sort of rights?
They're making it so that any theories that the brains have already their legal property, as it were. Or through developing it into a practical idea, even going into production. Which is the infuriating reason us coppers are allowed to touch this crime scene. Because the new Highfalutin Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act forbids it.
Ah, I see now.
The only people with permission to investigate here are from some brand new department at the Yard. The Forensic Investigation Team, it's called. We've been relegated to keep it guard.
A forensic investigation team.
And the old fool can see that the seam of scrap metal was sham to begin with. But just because it says scientific equipment on the paperwork, we can't do a flaming thing with it.
Poor Gregsy. He's very head up, isn't he? Remind me again, what's this new legal act that means that we're not allowed to touch the scene here?
I haven't, me sunshine. It's the Special Dispensation for the Scientific Equipment Act.
Yes. I think Hurley mentioned that recently with a real twinkle in his eye, as I remember. Oh, he sure did, your ladyship. I'm sure he did. Past especially for the great exhibition it was. All scientists do is present their ideas for inventions to some suits at the civil service, and it gets rubber stamped as guaranteed of rights to maintain the invention's confidentiality. What does that really mean?
Think about it. Think of all the world-changing new inventions on display every day at this exhibition. Although a good half of them are lower cobblers, if you ask me, put forward by shabbers like yourself.
Thanks for that. Oh, I love how absurd some of the inventions here are. It's all so fun.
It might be fun to you, but a member of the force has to be present at every single demonstration. Can you imagine, eh? Hig science, that's what I say.
Oh, I don't think so. That sounds like my dream job.
You do think otherwise after spending a day guarding all these shabbers, bogus contraptions.
But if they're all bogus, how can anyone hope to demonstrate them? There'd be no point.
Yeah, well... There's a point, sadly.
Sorry?
Thanks to another of our government's bright ideas. If any theory or invention is deemed to show potential, the government hands out a research grant.
The scientist gets funding?
Exactly, and that's what they're all after. All these shabbers coming far and wide to clog up Hyde Park. And who has to keep them all safe, eh? Who has to smile politely and welcome them? Us coppers, that's who. So you can see why I say now, can't you? Hig science. Hig it.
Oh, maybe I can see your point. Apparently Professor Harebrain lives and works in Germany now conducting his research.
That's right. Came back to Britain especially for the Great Exhibition, as I understand it. Probably after one of the government's research grants.
Actually, we learned something else about the professor yesterday. About his time in further education. It turns out he was at university with someone we both know. Lord Van Zieks.
What's that? That's news to me. But if Van Zieks man's the prosecution, then as the accuser, the professor's fate is...
Sealed? Because the Reaper will get him one way or another.
Blimey, that man's beyond me. I don't know what goes on in that head of face. Talking of Van Zieks, this morning's paper ran the story of him being attacked. Read that?
Oh yes, but Mr. Reaper's completely fine. Nothing to worry about.
Yes, right. Glad to hear it. Still the Reaper, huh? How long's that business gonna keep up, I wonder?
The victim in this case, the investor, Mr. Asman. He was another of the Reaper's victims, or so I heard.
Lord Beric Van Zieks is the top-class prosecutor, but even he can't always push the right verdict through. Sometimes justice can't win.
Yes, I've heard that about jurors being bribed and evidence being falsified. And that's how the notion of the Reaper of the Bailey came about, isn't it?
Sorry. Obviously, Scotland Yard suspects Van Zieks initially. We all assumed he was taking matters into his own hands if he failed to seal the deal in court.
Although the man himself denies that charge.
Well, we've done a very thorough investigation, and the conclusion we reached is that Lord Van Zieks is in no way related to the deaths of those people outside the courtroom. There's no question in my mind. I'd stake my reputation on, I would.
But if that's true, then how do you explain it? All those defendants couldn't have coincidentally died if nobody killed them.
I know that, but I can't explain it. It's a mystery after all, isn't it? That's the whole point of the Reaper.
Professor Harebrain mentioned something else. He said that at university, Lord Van Zieks was a totally different person. Easygoing and kind.
What?
He said that it was after they both graduated that something happened to change the man. Do you have any idea what it was?
No clue.
Really?
Look, I've got my hands full watching over this frustrated crime scene. Why don't you go and make a nuisance of yourself somewhere else, huh?
He knows. He definitely knows. He definitely knows. There's something going on here. Something big. It's probably the thing with the Japanese person that he's hinted at. Oh, moly. That amazing horn-shaped device is pointing towards the crystal tower. I suppose once people are disassembled by the machine, they're shot out of that thing wherever they're going. I don't think it was supposed to shoot I don't think it was supposed to shoot anything, Runo. It was set up to beam people to the crystal tower where they'd be constructed in their original form. Well, I don't like the look of it. If it was as amazing as it looks, the accident wouldn't have happened in the first place, of course. I suppose that's true, yes. But nothing ever goes according to plan, does it? So those are people carrying balloons, dangling silently in the skies over London. I always thought the day would come when humans would discover how to fly. But I never imagined it would involve them being suspended from colorful floating tamari handballs. They do look like tamari handballs. I'm sure it must feel amazing being up there among the clouds. Let's take a ride together, Runo, please. If I'm being perfectly honest, I would like to try it, but without a cast iron guarantee that the thing won't plummet to the ground, I'm too scared. Oh well, in that case, I shouldn't tell you that what Hurley said. It's physically impossible for a flying balloon to plummet to the ground as long as it doesn't explode. Yes, call me crazy, but I think that exploding part might play on my mind a little. I think a lot about, there was once a balloon, a hot air balloon that was up in the sky, and some influencer or something, without informing anybody else in the balloon, claimed that he was going to jump out to skydive, to make a skydiving video. Make something along the lines of like, oh, I skydive out of a hot air balloon, but he didn't realize that the weight change would mess with the balance of the balloon and cause the entire balloon to plummet to the ground. So they had to spend an entire hour arguing with him to convince him not to jump out of the balloon, causing like the rest of them to like crash. Crazy stuff. We still have more to look at here. There are all sorts of strange buildings here in the Great Exhibition Grounds, aren't there? I seem to remember something similar being exhibited in Japan one time. Oh, in your country, Runo. I do wish I could go and see it. I present a particularly steely samurai with the present of one of Hurley's stories. Oh, wait, what? I present a particularly steely samurai with the present of one of Hurley's stories I'd written especially. And see if I couldn't get Hurley into a jam against some Bartitsu master ninjas. You might not find as many of those sorts of people around as you might think. Oh, well, that's dull. Oh, but I do know a prosecutor with a Chomage top knot I could introduce you to. Oh, Chomage, really? Do you think I could have my picture taken with him? Do you? No, he kind of lost a lot of his... Assuming he's recovered from the trim Kazuma gave him a year ago, yes. Fucking influencers, man. A steely samurai. Yeah, exactly. That was definitely on purpose. That was definitely on purpose. What is that gigantic thing over there? It looks like an enormous water wheel. Oh, that is a Ferris wheel. There'll be people riding inside those little cabins, you see. Why? Well, they rotate nice and slowly, so it's a wonderful way to see the surrounding scenery. Wait, it's turning? But it looks completely still. Yes, that's because it's turning so slowly. One complete revolution takes about half an hour. If you were mad enough to go in one, it would be more fun to whiz around fast, wouldn't you think? I feel as though you might have just invented a new sort of ride there, Runo. What else are we missing? Is that everything? Well, actually, first off, how do we leave? How do we go back down? Does it really take half an hour for one rotation? Being on a carousel for not a carousel, being on a Ferris wheel for 30 minutes sounds pretty reasonable. You know, people always be making out in those things. I think 30 minutes is the perfect amount of time for that sort of deal. I guess I've never been in one myself. Have I ever been in a carousel? I feel like I've been on a faster one. Because I think I've been on one that was faster than 30 minutes. But yeah, usually they take a while. They give you time to go through it. How do we move from top to bottom? Maybe I could just move to a different area and then move back. Hello, Venzeeks. I see that you're aura farming. I'll be back. Yeah, I want to know what this is. Huh. It looks as though somebody dropped something behind the tree just here. Dropped or hid? That's a crossbow. That's straight up a crossbow. That's literally a crossbow. What is this? Some part of the machine that exploded? Maybe. It could have fallen from the platform above in the blast, perhaps. What's going on here? Oh, nothing. I think I'll hang on to this just in case. Mysterious contraption. We gotta take a look at that. That is very clearly a crossbow. Oh, 200%. Huh. There's some sort of lever here. Yeah. What the? What is this? It looks like a cross between a bow and a gun. I think it's probably used for the same thing too. There you go. There you go. Dude, that is sick though. That is genuinely a really cool looking crossbow. It looks like you wind this around in order to draw the bowstring back and create tension. You must be able to fire arrows with a huge amount of force using this device then. In fact, I would imagine it's far more accurate and powerful than a Japanese longbow. I don't know about that. I really had no idea what I was picking up when I spotted this at the exhibition grounds. This roof here. This must be where the arrows are loaded, I suppose. I like that Iris has nothing to say about this. So I was right. It's a sort of bow with an automatic firing mechanism. This would be perfect for someone like me who catches his ear with the bowstring two times out of three. Oh, okay, yeah, he does do archer. That must be what his like glove is for. In fact, if I had one of these, maybe I could have beaten Cosmo in Kyoto archery training. That's very funny. Okay, never mind. They both do it. Intriguing. You know what? You know what I think? Normally, the other person talks about the item with them, but what I think is that they expected you to examine that in court, and I think the reason Iris doesn't talk about it with you is because freaking Susato might come back in this trial, and then she'll talk about it with you. You know? I don't know. That's maybe that I'm just overthinking that. I can't believe they wrote "fuck Van Zeeks" on the bolt. The Joshing must catch on Rinosuke's fat tits all the time. Poor Ryunosuke. Poor Ryunosuke. Oh look, what's this? A ripped piece of cloth. It's not like any fabric I've ever seen before. It's very thick and stiff. It looks extremely durable. It's canvas, I think, with some sort of rubbery backing. Weird. And the edges appear to be a bit charred as well. Maybe that means it had something to do with the explosion. Let's make a note of it while Guinea's mid-yawn. Whoever saw the scorch marks. Interesting. You think they used a hot air balloon to blow up the contraption or something, you know? Like components of a hot air balloon? Because this looks like the cloth that would be on a hot air balloon, right? Canvas with an interior lining. That sounds too close to something that would probably be used for a hot air balloon. For some reason, the ground is damaged in this spot. Look, almost as if there was a fire here or something. Yes, if you look closely, there's some scattered ash and burnt embers too. Well, I suppose there's a big explosion just above here. People probably wouldn't bat an eyelid at a small fire like this. People probably wouldn't bat an eyelid at a small fire like this would have been. I'm not sure we English are quite that laid back, Bruno. See, there's even string for hot air balloon. Weird. The Crystal Tower. It's certainly an apt name. It was built on to be the focal point of the exhibition, and it definitely is, being so tall and with all that glass. I can't imagine a building like this ever being erected in Japan. I have good news for you, buddy. There are lots of exhibits inside the tower as well, apparently. Of course, this is an observation deck, but there's also an art gallery, a zoo, and a museum. But I hardly have to queue for 3 hours just to get through the doors. Well, at the moment, the shattered glass from the failed experiment may well have the biggest draw. Well, may well be the biggest draw. And thanks to the accident, the whole tower is shut. Suddenly, it's not the Crystal Tower anymore, but the Crystal Glass Shower. Apparently, everyone's taking to the skies now to look down on the disaster area from above instead. But there's a 3-hour queue to go up in the balloon now. Londoners must be very patient people. I do know that there's a Southeast Asian country that is known to be like they hate waiting in lines. I think that's either Chinese or Japanese people. Okay. Is that everything? Still a business here. What am I missing? Oh yeah, look up. That's where the Cove ended up after his instant kinesis or whatever they called it. Dead, of course. And yet they're calling the experiment a success? What's the wooden scaffold there for? The coppers, our lads, set up that after the incident happened. To get the body down, I think. I don't know, really. Didn't you help erect the scaffold then? Nah, look how duty's more my thing. Wandering around the exhibit and keeping a lookout for the fun stuff. Mind Gregson doesn't hear you saying that, and he'll give you the boot. It's incredible though, isn't it? I mean, could the victim really have bridged that gap by some sort of invisible kinesis? There we go. Bruno, listen! What? What is it? I've been thinking. Hurley might know something, mightn't he? About what? About Mr. Reaper! About what happened to Lord Van Zix, you mean? Because it sounds like something very significant occurred after he graduated from university. Something that completely changed his life. Maybe, but I have no idea where to find Mr. Sholmes at the moment. He's in the middle of some big case, isn't he? Here, this is what you need. What's this? Some kind of entrance ticket? Madame Tusples? Is this supposed to mean something? You don't know it? It's the most popular attraction in London at the moment. It's very close to Baker Street, actually. We could go now if you like. No, we don't have time for visiting attractions today, Iris. We have a big trial tomorrow. But that's where Hurley is. What? At this popular London attraction? Yes. How is it that you know where he is? Hurley told me, but he told me to keep it a secret from you, Runa. Madame Tusples? I don't see how it could be related to the case we're investigating here. But then, stranger things have happened. And when they happen, Mr. Sholmes is usually at the heart of them. Okay. To Madame Tusples. A waxwork exhibit. Oh, there's so many factors here. Okay, to a waxwork exhibit, I guess. 22nd of October. Madame Tusples Museum of Waxworks. Okay. Whoa. Wow. That's a pretty lady. What is this place? Look at all these terrifying scenes. But why are these people so still? Guillotines, ruthless murders. I know what I'll be dreaming about tonight. They're all wax models. They're amazingly realistic, aren't they? What do you think, Runo? Shocked? Wax models? Oh! I read about the dead bodies and wax once in a magazine about strange phenomena. Depending on how corpses are kept after death, but parts of them can turn to wax, apparently. It's called adipocere. Stop talking about creepy things like that, Runo. You're scaring me. Anyway, adipocere doesn't form readily, you know. It's only in very specific... What now? I've just remembered something else I read in another magazine about strange phenomena. There was an old lady, maybe a witch, who used to pour molten wax over corpses and put them on the display. None of the exhibits here are real. They're all entirely man-made replicas. They can't be. Do you really expect me to believe that? Just look at them. Oh. There's no way anyone could make models of people that are this realistic. And they're all such... and they're all such gruesome scenes. Wait. What is it? Oh, no. I must be seeing things. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Why does it want me to give it my balls? Is this an infamous murder? Yes, called Jane the Ripper. All her victims were young women. Oh. I knew it. You could tell by the way she's holding that knife. Sure sign of a murder. Well, yes. What's the matter, Runa? I've worked it out. I know what she's doing. She's trying to fill that bathtub with blood so she can have soaked her victim's gore. Not according to the information about the exhibit on the little board here. It doesn't mention anything about the bathtub. Really? Sorry, I don't think it's significant. I still think it has to be there for a reason. This is awesome. Turning Jack into Jane is an interesting creative decision. Yeah. And making her that pretty is also funny. Though I've actually seen it multiple times, the idea that Jack the Ripper could have been a woman. Like a woman murdering other, like, prostitutes. This is not the first time I've seen that concept. These These models are so well made. I can't tell what's a waxwork and what's a real human. Or maybe all the exhibits are real people. And when it's closing time and all the visitors have gone, they suddenly start moving about. Just thinking about it makes me wish it was closing time already and I was on my way home. I just love that Naruhodo's freaking afraid of wax sculptures. Why is he hanging out with Jack? Turning Jack. I think Holmes is with Jack. Countess Elizabeth. Countess Elizabeth shout out? Yeah. Hell yeah. Wait, Countess Elizabeth? Wait, what? What's up? This is the guy from the first game. Cute. Wait, what? Really? Oh! Huh. Bro sleeping on the job? Yeah. Alrighty. Is this an example of Western Sujigiri? I don't know what that is. You know, when an unscrupulous samurai randomly attacks a passerby to test his sword. I still don't know. No. But actually, a waxwork samurai would probably be hugely popular. Could you model it, do you think, Runo? Doing that Sujigiri thing you mentioned? Well, I do have a sword, but I have no intention of testing it how sharp it is on a human subject. For now, at least. I imagine this is supposed to be Jack the Ripper. It's... the great detective Herlock Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes has his own wax statue here, really? Well, he is world famous after all. It's an uncanny resemblance, isn't it? It makes my skin crawl to look at it. I know. But look, Runo, you can kick this hurl and he doesn't move a muscle. Hungarian noblewoman that bathed in the blood of her housemates. Oh, that's crazy. Wow, that is interesting as heck. Very cool. Cool knowledge, Bull. Yeah, kick him more. Hi from at home. I hope you're doing good. Good to have you. Wait, you can't go kicking around exhibits, Iris? Wait. It just moved, I'm sure. And I'm not just a little bit either. Really? Did it? And look closely. There are beads of sweat on the face of this waxwork model. Shall we move on, Iris? Over there, look. There's a great murder scene to enjoy. Much more appealing. Hold it! Hold it! My dear fellow, I take exception to your recoiling in such a manner as if you'd seen something truly abhorrent. Mr. Sholmes! I knew it. Iris, what possessed you? I strictly forbade you from divulging my temporary waxwork secret to Mr. Naruhodo. Temporary waxwork? What do you mean? And that kick. Could you not have exercised a little more restraint? You winded me. But Runo has something he needs to ask you. A question. And I thought you'd probably be getting bored too. So here we are. Well, I can't deny your timing was impeccable. A mere 2 minutes before A mere 2 minutes more being stationary like that. Wait a minute, what King said earlier is really getting me. Let me see. The sleeping police officer. Scarf guy. Oh. Oh, that him. Him. Yeah. Oh, him. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Rolly Beat. Yeah. Okay. His is a. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He does have a scarf just like Rolly Beat does. Yeah. True. Got you. That's him in the middle, right? No. Rolly Beat is a young guy. That's an old man. That's like a very old man. Rolly Beat is like in his 20s. That's like an old guy. Alright. Well, I can't deny that your timing was impeccable. A mere 2 minutes more being stationary like that, and my great brain, upon which all my success has been built, would have turned to wax. Thank goodness we arrived in time. Indeed, in many ways, the pair of you just saved the world from an unimaginable loss. Oh, Hurley, you do like to talk nonsense, don't you? You could know something, it's true, about Lord Van Zieks and what happened in the past to change him. Now that you're here, let's take our time. How can I be of assistance? For your own luck, I'm suddenly quite taken with the idea of conversing. Oh, well, actually, I'm in quite a hurry. And if my eyes don't deceive me, I believe something is afoot within the walls of this very museum. A most fascinating case, if I'm not mistaken. Really. Moreover, I have a strong suspicion that is related to the matter about which you've come to me with now. But how could it be? We shall speak again presently, my dear fellow, but for now I must return to my work. What, back to being a temporary waxwork exhibit? Before that... What the hell is... Is this an arm? It looks like an arm, doesn't it? Maybe one of the waxwork models has fallen over. You don't think it could be the work of one of the mass murderers in here, do you? Who knows? Stop scaring me. Is it a wax arm or a real one? Come on, you're always pointing out that fingers of yours in court. Poke that arm now and see how it feels. Objection! I'm on phone. Show cop in a scarf. I thought it was him. That's totally fair. That big and heavy curtain is a very prominent position now, isn't it? I have a very nasty feeling there's going to be something truly terrifying behind it. Oh yes, that's the famous Tuskable special exhibit. It depicts one of England's most notorious killers. Do you want to pay the extra fee and have a look? Pay more money? To be even more terrified? Oh, let me think about that for a moment. There's only a suggestion. That's very funny. These models are so well made, I can't tell what's a waxwork and what's a real human. That's how Hurley gets away with making himself a temporary exhibit for the day. Maybe there are other people posing as exhibits in here then. Or maybe all the exhibits are real people. Oh, okay, so they just slightly changed that dialogue, that's funny. Okay, if there's nothing else to... Oh, there is. Oh, that's a funny place for a little ladder. What is it? Is something wrong? No, just that in Japanese we have a totally different word for a ladder that folds in half like that. We do in English too, you know. It's a step ladder, or just steps. So be careful of making assumptions about other cultures, Bruno. That's how wars are started. I didn't realize stepladders were an international point of contention, but the writer makes an astute point. Wait, oh, the writer is an iris. Okay. Okay, now let's talk to Herlock. Madam Tusples. What is this place? Madame Tusbles came to London from France 3 years ago, I understand. Since she opened this little waxwork museum last year, it's enjoyed great popularity in London. There are museums like this in Japan too, but these displays are something else. I mean, they aren't made from actual real people, are they? The extreme realism of these waxwork models is a particular secret of the Tusbles family, they say. They earned renown during the French Revolution for waxworks of victims of the guillotine. Ugh, that sounds grim. The gruesome scenes were portrayed with such realism in the expressions of the face of the condemned. Apparently, the sculptors would make the models directly from the corpses, right there at the site of the executions. That really turned my stomach. That's just one of the several legends about the Tusbles family. Whether there's any truth in it, I couldn't say. But anyway, this museum houses models of famous people from all over the globe. Nevertheless, the most popular area of the museum by far, by some margin, is the House of Horrors. A House of Horrors? Of course, visitor numbers are dwindling now as a result of the Great Exhibition, but people usually flock here to see the exhibits of some of London's most vile criminals at their gruesome work. Naturally, most of the miscreants portrayed here were sent to the gallows, so they're even stiffer now than the models of them. Jesus Christ. Have you heard of poor taste? My dear fellow, the public live for poor taste. They yearn to be shocked. So the hideous exhibits in here are... they're all portrayals of real events that actually took place. Is it just me, or did the temperature in here just seem to drop? Anyway, I advise you not to think too deeply about what you see here. Oh, he's back to being waxwork, is he? This is real. I have tried clicking on the policeman king. Supposedly he's not real. Supposedly he's not real. Sholmes would be in the House of Horrors, yeah, and not as a customer. I went to a wax museum once. That sounds awesome. How was it, King? I would love to go to a wax museum. It sounds like a really sick idea. I really enjoy museums. I'm a big fan of them. I haven't been to one in a while, but I would love to go. Oh, sorry. What do you mean by temporary waxwork, Mr. Sholmes? Exactly what you see. I'm part of the exhibit here, catching these criminals in the act. Catching them? Every half an hour, I home in on a different killer in one of the displays and adopt a new pose to ensnare them. When members of the public come for a closer look, I offer them my hand to shake. For a shilling, I'll happily allow them to take a photograph with us. Us? Does he mean him and the waxwork murders in here? But why, Mr. Sholmes? My dear fellow, isn't it obvious? For the money. He's really roared at me there. Very fitting for the House of Horrors. As it stands, I may struggle to pay this month's rent, and I have the ravenous iris to consider. Oh, Hurley. I'm so hungry. Oh, in London, this is a real place? Oh, that's awesome. What the heck? That is so cool. That is sick. I didn't know that. I didn't know that this specific place was real. That's awesome. What, Tusbles? So the Tusple Wax Museum is an actual thing. She's a grown girl. Let her eat. Yeah, true. If push comes to shove, I shall have to ask you to do your bit, Mr. Naruhodo. What's he threatening to rope me into now? So, with that in mind, how about a photograph? As a special treat, you may have your pick at the murderers and scoundrels in here. The choice is yours. Maybe some other time. Remember, Mr. Naruhodo, ignore me at your peril. Back to being a waxwork again. Is it just me, or did his final remark there sound a lot like a curse? It did sound like a curse. Madame Tussaud. Oh, got you. That's sick. That's awesome. Well, what is it you'd like to ask me then? Actually, it's about Lord Van Zieks. Ah, our friend Mr. Reaper. How did you find him? Well, I trust? And so I filled Mr. Sholmes in about everything I'd learned. About Lord Van Zieks, about Professor Harebrain, and about the strange coincidence that they had been at university together. So I'm wondering what it was that happened to make Lord Van Zieks such a different person. I was sure that you'd know Hurley. You said there was something going on here in this exhibit hall before. That was something afoot. That something was afoot. And that you believed it was related to what I wanted to ask you about. But she did do it to the French Revolution. That's that part I recognize. That part I do recognize. Like that part was very familiar. Mr. Sholmes? He suddenly clammed up. Well, it seems we've reached the unavoidable. Greetings. Oh. Oh, hello? Where did she appear from? And what's she wearing? Could she look any more mysterious? Oh my god. I hope you're appreciating my museum. Sorry, have we... Mr. Sholmes, do you know... Not again. My apologies. I am Esmeralda Tusples. This is my museum of waxwork. Wow, she's really pretty. What? You're the Madame Tusples? Bien sure. Though only 26 years young, I might add. Is that significant somehow? I'm a Madame in name only. It adds a certain je ne sais quoi. Right. Firstly, I must apologize for my waxworks. Or rather, one waxwork in particular. That'll be Mr. Sholmes then. I was led to believe he was a great detective, but he seems unable to settle. Oh my good lord. Next time you move from your designated exhibit, there will be toil and trouble. She does look very nice. Ooh, yeah, I agree, Dartuza. She got the pot. She sounds deadly serious. That's a problem. How am I supposed to ask Mr. Sholmes about Lord Van Zieks now? Let's not forget what Hurley said before. About something being afoot. Right here in the museum, I mean. Yes, I know, but... I'm so curious. I want to know what's happening here. Haven't we got enough on our plate already? Whoa, okay. Bro, animation cancelled his own shocked animation he did. Did you make all these waxworks, Madame Tusples? I did. I am the third generation of waxwork artisans, you know. Gosh. It was my grandmother who began the tradition in my family. Her fortunes were checkered, living through the turbulent times of the French Revolution as she did. Though, that is, when she acquired the savoir-faire that leads to the astonishing lifelikeliness. All these waxworks really do look as though they're alive. In fact, they look more alive than Hurley. What you see exhibited here represents the most atrocious of London's criminal past. All the waxworks were created in the presence of the real people in which they are modeled. In the hours immediately following their executions. That is the secret to the extraordinary lifelikeness. That sounds terrifying. All walks of life have similar challenges, I'm sure. To carry out one's trade par excellence, one must go to extraordinary lengths. My exhibits are reflections of society. I create only that which the public wishes to see. Why could the public have wished for something less horrifying? Do not fear. Sorry?
This room is the only one in the museum with such a macabre theme. I do hope you'll explore. There are models of famous singers, actors, politicians. Something for every taste, I hope. It was Iris who dragged me straight in here, come to think of it. Sorry, perhaps I should have eased you into things.
She is cute. Moving to 3D is such a bloody good decision. It does look fantastic. It does look fantastic. What's the situation with that? Ah, my temporary waxwork model. He approached me some days ago, you see, with a business proposal. Oh, what sort of proposal? My dear madam, what these boss exhibits need is the addition of a world-famous great detective. Jesus.
Or words to that effect. Naturally, I'm well aware that Mr. Sholmes is widely known in London as a talented detective.
It's great detective, actually. He's very specific about it.
Yes, the creme de la creme, so I was keen to come to some arrangement with him, of course. But sadly, we were unable to agree terms.
Let me guess. Someone wanted to charge an exorbitant price for his services.
For a mere £500, I will dive into your cauldron of wax this very moment.
Jesus.
Or words to that effect.
Mr. Sholmes might have overdone it slightly with the sales pitch.
Regrettably, the museum has a shortage of funds at the moment due to unforeseen circumstances. So we came to the current arrangement instead.
Surely he doesn't really need to do what he's doing though, does he?
I would think not, but he was very insistent.
I have a 50 shilling problem that must be resolved by the morning.
Words to that effect.
It's the pawnbroker, that's what it is. He must have something to redeem. Is the consulting detective work not going so well?
I wonder, could I ask you something?
Bien sure.
I'm just curious, is anything going on in the museum at the moment?
Some kind of incident, perhaps?
Oh.
Whoever suggested such a thing to you?
Oh, well, it was
your temporary waxwork over there who mentioned it to me.
Oh, he disappeared. A wax model is a work of art, not some tawdry object for trade. Huh. Oh. There you are. Leaving the exhibit again when you should be working. Do you wish to be melted down? My dear Madame Tuspel, save your reprimands. There are more pressing concerns. The wax can wait. It's our ideas about your current problem we must throw into the melting pot instead. Personally, I would advise you not to involve the police. Why ever not?
She's turned as white as a sheet.
Because you have at your disposal a great detective whose services you may employ for a mere 50 shillings. Though please be aware that I insist upon payment in advance.
Very well. Let us see if the great detective is able to live up to his name, shall we?
Before I engage my analytical processes, I must ask you to clarify something. What, pray, is behind the curtain?
That is the Tuspel special exhibit. There is an extraordinary charge to see it.
Ah, the special exhibition here, the special exhibit in the House of Horrors. It must depict a special killer, then, I presume. Would you be so kind as to draw back the curtain, I wonder? Ah, absolutely none. Absolutely none. There's nothing amiss behind there. Nothing amiss, madam. What about the arm protruding ominously from under the curtain? Huh. I strongly encourage you to allow me to see what lies beyond before the situation worsens.
Yes, very well. I will draw back the curtains, but only a second. I must confess, I peeked behind the curtain earlier. The Tustable special exhibit is a very bleak graveyard scene indeed. And yet somewhat surprisingly, the waxwork killer one would expect is nowhere to be seen. What does strike one, however? Oh! Is the portly gentleman lying peacefully on his back on the floor. Well then perhaps, Mr. Sholmes, that man on the floor is the ruthless killer himself. I'm afraid not, my dear fellow. He is a perfectly ordinary London gentleman, not even a waxwork, in fact. What? And skillfully made as these waxworks are, they are always distinguishable from real humans. So allow me to present my two conclusions. The first is that a sizable business transaction has been taking place in this special exhibit. Why would you say that? And the second is that the aforementioned transaction is linked to a serious crime. Gah! She looks as pale as candle wax. I don't understand. Oh, sorry. So, Madame Tusbles, as you've agreed to my fee, you shall now have the pleasure of seeing this famously great detective and temporary exhibit at work. Here we go. The Great Deduction. A game is afoot. The game is afoot. Topic number 1. Waxworks Fate. To begin with, we must ask ourselves what exactly is afoot here in the museum. The answer is revealed by the bundle of banknotes protruding helpfully from your bag. In my estimation, some £200. That is all my own money. So what does this large sum of money reveal? Ah, not as much as the involuntary glance you cast it would seem, Madame Tusbles. Yes, the answer lies where your eyes now fall. The significance of the £200 is revealed in that public notice. Waxwork for sale. Your business had hit hard times, it would seem. In short, you sold the infamous killer the centerpiece of your special exhibit for the sum of £200. None. Now, let us explore the next curiosity with which we are presented. Who is the portly gentleman stretched out peacefully on the floor? It would appear the man has suffered a severe shock, the cause of which is clearly known to you. Huh. Unfortunately, madam, keeping secrets does not appear to be your forte. What dealt the man such a shocking blow was, of course, the £200. Jesus. It would appear that you twisted this gentleman around your little finger most effectively. What are you suggesting? He rashly agreed to purchase the waxwork for the sum of £200. Only when he came to hand the money over did it occur to him that what an extortionate amount he was paying. But the money was no longer in his hands. And the result, the scene we see before us. He collapsed in shock. Yes, the killer in this special exhibit fetched a killer price. We can only pray the gentleman's dreams are not plagued with regret. Oh dear. Conclusion, sold for cash. Waxwork location. The question that arises then is what has become of the waxwork that changed hands? Let us consider the problem for a moment. You cannot possibly... sorry. What immediately strikes me about this conundrum is the young man standing over there. Who is this fellow? To find the answer, we need only observe his neckerchief.
such as is worn by the policemen as a secret sign to fellow members of the force that a crime is being perpetrated. Yes, this young man is an undercover policeman, currently investigating this museum. I know him well, in fact. It's Sergeant John Clay. What are you talking about? This man's quite a celebrity. He received triple accolades in last year's policing awards. But... Next, we turn our attention to the old man sat before him with a particularly unsightly visage. I've been watching closely and he hasn't moved a muscle. Almost, in fact, as if he were waxwork. But you... Your reaction only confirms my suspicions, madam. I noticed it at once, of course. Observe. The telltale sign that instantly proves whether or not this old man is waxwork is obviously the price tag. Threepence? A tragically low price, you might say. Though perhaps the going rate for aging waxworks riddled with cracks. And yet you sold it to the portly gentleman for an exorbitant £200. The sort of plucky behavior that's sure to attract the attention of Scotland Yard. Isn't that so, madam? I do not... Yes, the waxwork you sold has already been seized by the police and remains in their custody as we speak. The old man must be reunited with his grave in the special exhibit and not a moment too soon. Conclusion? Discover already. Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction, this horrifying puzzle. I see, I've stunned you all into silence. You have, Hurley, you have. And you've obviously upset this young lady in the process. Her cauldron looks awfully hot. If I could just bring up one point, Mr. Holmes. That notorious Naruhodo 1 point. I'm all ears, my dear fellow. According to your deduction, the special exhibit featured this old policeman. So that would mean that he's the particularly ruthless murderer, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? The killer policeman, Ottermole. Sorry? It was a mysterious series of murders that rattled the capital only last year. The police rushed the scene every time only to find the culprit had disappeared into the aether. And it turned out the culprit was a policeman himself, a senior officer by the name of Ottermole. So you mean that's who the sinister-looking old man they're supposed to be? Indeed, it is a particularly grim face, is it not? Unforgettable, in fact. Yes, I remember that odious countenance only too well. But is £200 a lot of money for a wax model? It would be enough to afford one of the latest steam carriages, if that puts things in perspective. So, it is quite a lot then. Is there anything else you wish to add? Before I melt you down? The bubbling wax is looking more and more ominous. The smell of all the molten wax is starting to worry me. Mr. Holmes did more or less just accuse her to her face, so... I think I might have to call on your assistance here, Iris, if that's alright? To make some minor corrections to the great detective's great deductions? Of course it's alright. We'll soon set things straight. Well, let's get started then, shall we? Before Madame Tusples vents her anger. That's just what I was waiting for, my dear fellow. So, Madame Tusples, in accordance with our agreement, you shall now have the pleasure of seeing this famously great detective and temporary exhibit at work. Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Holmes. Waxwork's fate. Topic number 1. To begin with, we must ask ourselves what exactly is afoot here in this museum. The answer is revealed by the bundle of banknotes protruded so helpfully from your bag. In my estimation, some £200. That is all of my own money. So, what does this large sum of money reveal? Not as much as the involuntary glance you cast, it would seem, Madame Tusples. Yes, the answer lies where your eyes now fall. The significance of the 200 pounds is revealed by the public notice. She definitely looked in this direction, it's true. But I'm not sure she'd sell any of her waxworks, even for 200 pounds. Oh? She must pour her heart and soul into making them, don't you think? Over and above the wax. If it were me, I wouldn't sell them for anything. For that much money, I would, but it sounds like that makes me a bad person. Well, anyway, I wonder if the 200 pounds could have some other significance. Let's follow the furtive glance again and see if there's anything else that could explain it. Give me a second, guys. I need to put a jacket on. My room's getting cold. Oh, that's nice. Are we going to the courtroom? That's the plan. Are we getting close, Mooney? Comfy time? Agreed. Super true. Ah. What's that note doing pinned on the wall there? Oh yes, let's see. Dear Madame Tusples, we've taken the prisoner from this room. The price for a safe return will be 200 pounds. Have the money ready by noon on the 23rd of October. What? This is, they're taking a wax figure hostage? It's just like the sort of thing that's left behind when someone is kidnapped. Yes, it's a ransom note. Exactly. Hope you get super warm. I'm feeling great already.
Take that!
Take that. The significance of the 200 pounds is revealed by the ransom note. Quite so, and we must congratulate these criminals on their inventiveness, abducting a waxwork. 200 pounds is no small ransom fee, yet you clearly intend to pay it. The bottom question has special importance, so I put together all the money I have. In summary then, the 200 pounds you have in your handbag is ransom money. Now, let us explore the next curiosity with which we are presented. Who is the portly gentleman stretched out so peacefully on the floor? It would appear the man has suffered a severe shock, the cause of which is clearly known to you. Huh. Unfortunately, madam, keeping secrets does not appear to be your forte. What dealt the man such a shocking blow was, of course, the 200 pounds. So if the waxwork was kidnapped, where does that leave us in terms of who this man is? We could just ask him when he comes around. I think the point of this exercise is to understand the beauty of the deduction process, Iris. Yes, you're right. Hurley's trying so hard, we mustn't let him down. Well, there's little doubt that he suffered a shock. That much seems clear. But in that case, what's Madame Tusples trying to hide? Let's have a closer look around. Oh. Oh, her arm. Oh, that arm. This is just Madame Tusples' right hand, isn't it? Yes, it must be. I can clearly see her left hand after all. Oh, but wait a minute. This is a left hand as well, look. Don't say such creepy things, Iris, please. And it seems very stiff, too. In fact, it's really hard. You mean it's made of wax?
Take that!
Take that. What dealt the man such a shocking blow was, of course, the waxwork hand. Indeed, with a solid waxwork limb, one could deliver a very substantial blow. How could you? The hand protruding from the bottom of your cape. It ought to be a right hand, but closer inspection reveals that it is in fact a left hand. And somewhat masculine as well. In other words, it does not belong to you, madam. It is the hand of the waxwork model. Some of the visitors to my museum can be troublesome. They meddle with the exhibits and cause damage. So you mean that arm? Yes, this gentleman saw fit to try to remove it as a souvenir. No small keepsake. Like taking a whole branch off a cherry tree when you go to view the blossoms. I am afraid I had to teach the man a lesson. Honestly fair. You confronted the man and tried to take the arm back. And the result, the scene we see before us. He was knocked unconscious. A point we may need to revisit later, but for the time being, we have our conclusion. It is deserved, definitely. Yes, the killer in the special exhibit has been kidnapped. There we go. Conclusion. Kidnapped. Topic number 2. Waxwork location. The question that arises then is what has become of the waxwork that changed hands? Let's consider the problem for a moment. You cannot possibly. What immediately strikes me about this conundrum is the young man standing over there. We don't see his other arm. Who is this fellow? To find the answer, we need only observe his neckerchief. According to Mr. Sholmes, the yellow neckerchief is assigned to other policemen some crime is underway. A way of communicating with his colleagues without revealing his identity, yes. It's a secret that's closely guarded by Scotland Yard. That Mr. Sholmes didn't hesitate to give away. Well, uncovering secrets is in any true detective nature, of course. Right. Anyway, judging from Madame Tuspel's reaction to Mr. Sholmes' deduction, I think perhaps we might not have identified the man quite correctly. Whoop, there we go. What in the? The man has a stub sticking out of his shoulder where his arm should be. Ah, well that settles that then. Right, this isn't a real person at all. His entire arm's been ripped off, from the shoulder down. His arm's been... Of course, that ties in what we just found.
Take that!
Take that. Who is this fellow? To find the answer, we need only observe his shoulder stub. No such boneless human walks this earth. Of that I can assure you. In other words, the man standing here, the young Sergeant John Clay, is in fact, defying all odds, a waxwork model. I seem to remember it was you who concluded he was a real person in the first place, Mr. Sholmes. He's become quite a celebrity in London, being the winner of no less than 3 policing awards last year. I simply had to make a model of the man. Naturally, what other explanation could there be? And it was this detective's arm that was pulled off by the man on the floor of the special exhibit, wasn't it? Next, we turn our attention to the old man sat before him with a particularly unsightly visage. I've been watching closely, and he hasn't moved a muscle, almost, in fact, as if he were waxwork. But you... Your reaction only confirms my suspicions, madam. I noticed it at once, of course. Observe. The telltale sign that instantly proves whether or not this old man is waxwork is the obvious price tag. A killer policeman called Ottermole, was it? Was he well known? He was all over the papers last year, but I can't say I know what he looks like. It's a very low price, though. Threepence isn't much money. Only enough for a few measly hours of gas in Mr. Gerdev's delightful lodgings, in fact. So this is the special killer taken from the special exhibit, is it? The waxwork that somebody stole from the museum and tried to ransom for £200. Is this crusty old killer policeman Ottermole? Really? Perhaps we should have a good look around and see if another idea crops up. Oh, gee, oh, he's tapping his feet. I don't believe it. It's a secret sign that to let other detectives know that some criminal activity is underway. Yes. It's a slightly strange choice of outfit if he was trying to go unnoticed. Ah, he must be a detective disguised as a policeman. Or a detective disguised as a waxwork model of a policeman. He doesn't look like he's clever enough to think of something like that, though. Perhaps you should try to be a little more polite about him, Iris. Look at this. The old man's tapping his foot like crazy. He seems to be fast asleep, though. He's not tapping his foot consciously, then. So you mean... It must be a twitch. Never mind that. The point is, waxworks don't tap their feet. Or twitch. And look at his arm, too. We've seen a scarf like that somewhere else around here, haven't we?
Take that!
The telltale sign that instantly proves whether or not this old man is waxwork is the obvious twitch. Even the most realistic waxworks do not exhibit a twitch. In other words, this splendid old man is in fact a genuine member of Scotland Yard. Slight shift in your choice of adjectives, then. And there you have it. Well, Madame Tusples? Well, what? It was me who contacted the police and demanded that someone come in the first place. He is clearly fatigued. He is sound asleep. But then, what's this tag about showing the price of 3 pence? No doubt the price tag of the muffler, which the old Bobby purchased recently at a local market. And I presume you've observed the scarf tied around his arm. Does it not strike you, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, the secret sign used by detectives to show that some criminal activity is currently underway. Of course, because as you know, there's just been such a criminal activity happening here. As you deduced from the very beginning, detective. So, it would seem that we finally arrived at the truth. The waxwork of the especially ruthless killer from the special exhibit has been kidnapped. And Scotland Yard are here already investigating. But the model's whereabouts remain a mystery. Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of this horrifying puzzle. Conclusion. Still a mystery. I feel like we solved nothing. All sorts of people visit my museum here. Men and women, young and old. Sometimes they drop in just for a short time sorry, my brain's garbling. Sometimes they drop in just for a short time on their way back from the pub. I welcome them all. But if anyone tries to damage my exhibits, I do not take it lightly. Anyway. Your great deduction was even more enchanting than I had been led to believe. It was a pleasure, my dear madam. I'm gratified that you enjoyed the spectacle. And as for your rough customer, I've no doubt he'll regain consciousness shortly and return home. What concerns me more is the waxwork from the special display, if he was indeed genuinely abducted. Yes, tragically it was. Then I would ask you to recount to us the events surrounding the stolen waxwork. In as much detail as possible, if you please. Very well. But after I have told you what I know, I must insist that you return to your work. The talents of a great detective could be put to better use, I feel, but as you wish. Let me make sure to save. Mooney, how far are we from the trial, by the way? Would you know? I could also attempt to check, because I heard that this case is like twice as long, so I'm wondering if the like we're only halfway through the investigation. So I just want to make sure. The witch cast bamboozle on the brain. I am feeling a little bamboozled. Okay. If Mooney isn't here, let me let me check a look real quick. Let's see. Alrighty, let's see. Oh, we are literally at the end. We're literally at the end of the investigation. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Sounds good. Okay. The stolen waxwork. Tell us more about the stolen waxwork, please. It was some days ago now when I came in here one morning. I immediately noticed that a waxwork was missing from the special exhibit here. It is your most prominent display, so that's why the curtains were closed. And I found the ransom note in its place. The culprit must have broken in during the night and taken it then. So this waxwork that was stolen, it was a model of some horrible criminal, I suppose? Of a particularly horrible criminal, in fact. The killer who left a more profound scar in society than any other, I would say. The Professor. Not a name I've heard of. So, Mr. Naruhodo, it seems the circle is complete. Sorry? The Professor case happened at around the time I was born, didn't it? Indeed it did, Iris. 10 years ago, a series of murders that rocked the capital. 10 years ago? Yes, at exactly the time that Beric Van Zieks graduated from university, in fact. What? Surely he's not saying... So the big event that changed Mr. Reaper's life. As you've surmised, it was the Professor case. Who is this professor then? Oh wait, like a university professor? Oh no. It was a series of gruesome murders that had all of London gripped in a terror a decade ago. After 5 victims were killed, the man was arrested and put to death. And now he's immortalized here in wax for all Londoners to admire and enjoy. Though, of course, he happens to be absent at present on account of the abduction. But I don't understand. How is all this related to Lord Van Zieks? You must first understand, my dear fellow, why it is that the Professor earned such infamy. It is due to the victims he chose, some of Whitehall's finest. What do you mean, Hurley? Those murdered by the Professor were some of the highest members of the British aristocracy. Members of the nobility, even royalty. It sent shockwaves through the country's administration. Members of the... Ah, wait, of course, because Baron Van Zieks is it was a noble. What Professor Harebrained said. Lord Van Zieks is from a family with noble blood. Gosh. It was the 5th victim that led to the Professor's arrest. The last of the killer's prey was a young noble by the name of... Clint Van Zieks. No. I don't believe it. Van Zieks. I'm sure you can piece together the rest for yourself. In the wake of his older brother's... It was his brother. In the wake of his older brother's murder, the young Barrack pursued a career as prosecutor. And eventually became the Reaper we know today. I had no idea Lord Van Zieks had such a tragic past. Well, I'm afraid that's all I can say on the matter. For the time being, at least. After all, I have work to do. As a waxwork exhibit. Damn, man. Yeah, that is awful. Who's the professor? My internet died? So essentially what's going on is... supposedly the worst murderer in the world, according to like Ace Attorney in this timeline, is a serial killer named the Professor, who murdered 5 people, and the 5th person was Van Zieks' older brother, which is why he became a prosecutor. So that's this cold-blooded. Van Zieks has gone through it. He has. I'm afraid I shall have to excuse myself as well. Oh, yes, of course. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. Well, none of the predicted scenarios I've been analyzing involved you coming to visit me here. Oh, well, none of the predicted scenarios I've been analyzing involved you coming to visit me here. Oh.
It's been too long. It really has. I'm delighted to see you, Barrack. It's been 10 years, and here we are, meeting in a prison of all places. I can't forgive myself for what happened to Mr. Assman. I just can't. I still can't believe it could happen. Tomorrow, the court will decide. Yes. I have a young Easternman acting for my defense. He seems reliable enough, though. It was an accident. A terrible accident. He assures me he can prove it. I must warn you. Oh, I know. I've heard already. You're going to be prosecuting, aren't you? Oh, he knows. Yes. Since I returned to England, I've heard lots of stories. Barrack, are you really... What? Never mind. I know that you have my best interests at heart. My friend is on trial. I wouldn't entrust it to anybody else. Of course. I fully understand. Thank you, Barrack. Until tomorrow, then. I'll see you in court. Oh. Oh, mama. Alright. Yes, we will save. The fact that it's called Return of the Great Departed Soul, too. So, guys, as of right now, we are about one fourth of the way through this entire case. So it seems that this is going to be a very, very long one. With that in mind, I think that is actually going to be a good stopping place. When it comes down to it, Van Zieks does have a good sense of justice. I think he does. I think he genuinely does. I think he's a good person. I do feel that he is a good person. Here. Let me we saved. Yeah. Let's close off Ace Attorney. God. This is a very cool beginning already. We have a lot to unpack here. But it clipped all my great Ace Attorney. Hold on, I need to delete these clips. I don't need these. Boop. Boop. Okay. A good person, racism aside. But we can forgive him for that. We can. Alright, here. Let me... There we go. Alrighty. Back to this. Ah, man.
Great Ace Attorney is so awesome. It is such a good game. I'm so happy that you guys are joining me for this ride. We are very close to the end. We are very close. These last cases are going to be very interesting. But guys, good stuff today. Heck yeah, thank you so much. But everyone, that being said, I'll be logging off for now, and I need to get the art done for tomorrow's stream, and also I'm just feeling a little tired. I don't think I slept that well last night. So, with that, let's call it there and take it easy. So, everyone, have you read Sherlock Holmes? I have not, but I would like to. But everyone, next stream will be tomorrow. We are going to be beginning Armored Core. I am so excited. I am so excited to play Armored Core, and I'll have a new model and everything. So please look forward to it. Stream book club? I don't have a book club. I don't have a book club. Armored Core 1 King. We're starting in Generation 1. So the plan is to play all of Armored Core Generation 1, which means Armored Core 1, Armored Core Master of Arena, and Armored Core... the third one is... Project Phantasma. Play all of those. And yeah, and then we'll go back to Dark Souls 2. Armored Core is a shorter experience than Dark Souls, which is why I'm playing multiple games. Nobody in Newt's chat can read anyway. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, I see. I have faith that you guys could read, but I could never host anything like a book club. Let's see. You slept, Newt? Hey, King, you are the one that tells me that that day and time is good for me. You can't complain. Okay, you have a little bit of right to complain, but you get what I mean. We can make one. Surely, it's not just me, right? Can you play the song that says scary, scary? You know, absolutely. I will play that one. 100%. I will play Mechanized Memories for you. Wait, how do I join your server? You DM me saying that you want to join my server, and then I'll vet you to see if you're good to join. That's really it, honestly. Just DM me, say that you want to join, and then if I see that your vibes are good, then you could join. I like what this case is developing into. Yeah, me too. I will judge if you are worthy to join. I own the server, you goofball. I own the literal server. DM'd you? Okay, sounds good. Then yeah, I'll just, you know, we would just keep up communication, and I'll see if you're good to join. Dude, maybe solve his riddles 3 before I could join. Yeah. There's also the dick sucking. I want this to be my boss theme. This is a really good boss theme to have. No idea what most of the lyrics are, to be honest. It's mostly broken English, which is kind of the point. It's not really meant to... I don't think it's meant to make that much sense, the lyric-wise. I think the vocals are more like part of the song. Yeah, here, freaking Mechanized Memories lyrics are hold on. Let me read you the lyrics. Okay. Okay, the lyrics are scary fantasy. All is fantasy. Scary, scary, scary. So I'm scary. Scary, scary. So I'm scary, scary, scary. And then whenever the actual chorus begins, is minute of the end, and does it still hurt? On a rainy day, let's fight for counter. On the silent way, when do you get a calling? Look into the void, it's scary. Minute of the end, and does it still hurting? In a rainy day, let's fight for counter. On a silent way, do you get a calling? Like, it's mostly broken English. But yeah, I do think that's the point. Let's see. That too, but I didn't know if you wanted me to bring it up. It was one of Theo's songs. It was one of Theo's songs that just sounded good. Wait, what? Theo's songs? It's feeling rather than sense of lyrics. Yeah, it's the feeling. Take a shot every time the song says scary. You would die. I'm scared. It's too scary, dude. Stop. Okay. I'm sorry that it scared you. I'll play Zone of the Enders music instead, with the large, cute robot women. We'll end the stream on Zone of the Enders. There we go. Alright guys, well, that's it for tonight. Thank you guys for joining me for the first part of this extended trial, this extended case. Next time, we will do a big chunk of the trial. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I wish I could be shooed away by a huge mecha lady. Me too. Me too. But guys, if you'd like, please come join me for Armored Core tomorrow. This game means a whole lot to me, and I would love to have a lot of people along while I play it. So, yeah, thank you guys so much. I'll be grinding tonight. Let's find somebody to raid. So much love, you all. Let's see, who is on? Who is on? Who is on? You know what? I've been wanting to... Here, let's see. See. I kind of want to raid Rory Star again, because whenever we raided him while he was playing Helldivers, he followed me back, so I want to raid him again so I can thank him. I want to thank him. So I think we'll raid Rory Star. I think that's a valid reason to raid somebody. Let me make sure about that. How recently did we raid Rory? 4 days ago? Yeah, I'll raid one more time. Okay, let's see. Sure, will there be a new as evil AC that had a 1% chance of appearing in the game? Probably. Let's see. Oh shoot, but Hogpix. No wait, no, I recently raided Hogpix. Okay, let's go. Yeah, let's raid Rory. All right, guys, have a good one. Take it easy. Good night. Much love, all of you guys. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you guys later. Hopefully, we can solve some mysteries and pilot some robots. We'll have a lot of fun. It'll be the greatest ever. Have a good one, guys. Please, take care of yourselves.
Protein pocket. Over 20 grams of protein, crisp veggies, and tasty sauce for just $3.99.
$3.99? Did you just say $3.99?
$3.99? What? $3.99? $3.99? $3.99?
Hey, what's that?
Nobody tell her.
Subway's new protein pockets. Over 20 grams of protein for $3.99. Try all 4.
Welcome to seeing me get shocked to death over and over, because it is just excruciating. Yeah, thank you, Neutral. Hello, are we done? Are we free? I don't... What? No way, bro. Wait, is it the clock? No. It's not the clock. But the clock is giving off a spark. It's on the other side of the wall? But there's a stash here. And the stash is good. Super 19 handguard shape. Okay. This is not really... Alright, fine. Can I get at it? Let me out. Let me out. Let me out. How do I melee? Is there a melee button? There we go. Pull out, pull out. Oh, it's a chocolate bar. Common artifact found in electro anomalies. Trying to separate the plates causes them to collapse back to their original shape at speeds exceeding 700 feet per second. Welcome, Raiders. I am simply a cozy dog boy playing Eurojank Simulator 2065. Do not mind me. We're exploring liminal areas that the developers...
Do not resist arrest. Patrols are authorized to shoot to kill.
Oh.